live on at least one or many other services.
People.
So there you go. Welcome.
Welcome to. No,
Yeah.
we'll say that for.
Yeah. We'll wait for some folks to join us here as we can, see them popping into the different channels and such.
Posting it on Facebook.
Yeah. So if anybody wants, if the reason we're doing this tonight, if you know, we usually do these Thursday nights, and we did do one last night. And but the reason we're doing this tonight is because for a bunch of reasons. But the biggest one is that at midnight it is Kilo's birthday, and so happy birthday, Kilo!
Thank you, sir. I am very happy to be not dead yet.
Right on, man. Right on. So, and we'll go into more of that later when there are people actually here listening. But if you watched last night,
dying.
yeah. Well, we had Well, there's a thing. It's actually good news. I'm sad about it, but it's good news. So yesterday I found a dog, a little puppy, running down the road. So, and it saved him and brought him home and really really had a good time with him. But then today we found his parents, and so now he's gone home. And
that's
so
awesome.
It's good news.
I thought that was good news, and you're like, it's sad.
Well, yeah, just really kind of connected with the guy. So who knows? Maybe I'll be getting a puppy soon.
I have a very huge feeling you're going to do that.
Yeah, I probably will. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, did you ask him if it was a puppy or not?
Yeah, it's a puppy. Yeah, it was his name. We called him Finn. First, we called him Dizzy, and then I called him Finn. Or Sarah came up with Finn. I thought it was cool. He was like red and Irish, So,
right.
But then his real name is Winston, and he is a cockapoo.
I knew. Oh yeah, that's a cocker spaniel and a poodle. So what you guys did not,
and he's 5 months old. He was 5 months old.
So we were right though, because you said he was a poodle and I said he was a cocker spaniel. That's what a cockapoo is.
There you go. All right.
So technically, we're not as dumb as I look.
All right. I just thought he was awesome. So.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah,
for sure. I think we're frozen on YouTube, but I'm not sure. Let's see.
Not sure why we would be.
I mean, technology. We're not good. My computer was just frozen.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. It gets weird too when you try to do both, where you're like streaming it and you're like the source and you're also viewing, and it gets all crazy.
Right.
The computers get confused. I get confused.
You're a computer?
The computers and I'm the leader of the computers. Yeah.
You are the leader. Dude, it's so weird when I'm watching the live stream. So I'm looking at myself on our Zoom, and then I'm looking at the live stream and it's flipped. I'm flipped, but you're not.
I see. That you mean
no, I'm flipped. My whole thing. So on our Zoom, my mic is over here, and on our YouTube, my mic is over there. But you're the same way. You're not flipped.
I wonder what that is. That's very strange.
It's because I'm crippled.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it
is that, Bob. I think it's definitely that.
So
they're discriminating against me.
Probably. That's probably it.
Yeah, they are.
It's that, or it might just be a setting in the software that maybe I've clicked a button and you haven't, or vice versa.
Maybe I'm in another universe on the other side.
Now that makes a lot more sense. Or maybe you're just like in Australia. Isn't everything kind of reversed there? Like water goes down the drain in the opposite direction.
I think so.
It does. Yeah. The water goes down the drain.
No, it doesn't.
Hemisphere. It does. Yeah, no, it's totally true. In the northern, I guess the northern and southern hemisphere, the northern hemisphere, water goes down the drain clockwise. And in the southern hemisphere, like Australia, it goes down the drain counterclockwise. So yeah, that's pretty wild.
Who was the fucking weirdo that decided to research that?
Hey man, people notice things, and then they write them down, and it's called science.
If anyone's watching right now, we're just bullshitting around just to get some people in here watching, and then we'll talk about music and all the stuff we usually talk about.
Well, we could probably recap a little bit about what we did talk about last night, aside from the the craziness of our young friend Dizzy slash Finn slash Winston, who has now gone home, and we wish him all of the best.
Winston, like Winston
That's,
Churchill.
that's his real name, yes, Winston. And
Oh wow.
so
Well,
Winston
they
has
need
gone
to
home.
give you the dog.
Yeah, well, and they were there was a very nice lady. They clearly has a very beautiful home to go home to, and he's got kids. You could hear him in the background of the phone. So very
Well,
happy.
that's good.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is super cute and all the way not potty trained.
Right. It's awesome. It's awesome. So anyway, so that was going on last night, but also we were talking about our songs, our new songs that are coming
Oh,
out,
yeah.
and there are like a bunch of them, and like today and yesterday, and so like what did we talk about yesterday, Kilo? We had
We talked about dogs and
I
then
don't
more
know, but I
about
mean the songs.
dogs
Well, and Beautiful
and more
Division,
dogs.
right?
Oh yeah. Beautiful Division, King Matt Black, the House of Static, and nope, not that. The Static Dive and Kilo House.
Yeah, right.
There we
Exactly.
go. Got it right.
Yeah. So
So,
yes, so we the Beautiful Division was a song we released yesterday. King Matt Black released, and Kilo and I both contributed to it, and it's on our label. And then so today though, we don't normally do. We don't normally have songs released one day after the other, but today is
No.
special. Yeah, right. Today is special because it is in an hour and 41 minutes on the East Coast. It'll be Kilo's birthday, which counts because
Oh,
Kilo
yeah.
was actually born on the East Coast, even though he's
I
now
was
in
born
LA.
in New Hampshire.
Right. So there you go. It'll be your birthday in an hour and 40.
I mean, does it count though? Like, I don't know when I was born. I know it was in the middle of the night. And I guess that'd be a cool story to tell, I guess, maybe.
Yeah,
I was born way early, I guess. So I've heard.
Well,
I
that's
don't
cool.
remember, but I was there. So I know it's true.
My dad never knew which was his real birthday. It was like he had like his records conflicted, birth and baptism records.
That's
So
crazy.
his whole life he just kind of picked, with the one of somebody in the family, he or his mother picked one, and that was the birthday. So
That's insane, bro.
yeah, but it was probably, whatever hour was probably right on the cusp or something. Who knows?
But when I because I was born early, some shit or something wasn't developed. That's why walking is not a thing. We'll talk about that since it's gonna be my birthday. Look at my wild hair. But so yeah, I was born way too early. I was like really teeny tiny man. And then something in my neck was not developed or some shit. And then the doctors were like, he's not going to be able to talk or sit up or swallow or blah, 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 blah. And then guess what? Now the world has to be damned with my fucking voice all the fucking time, talking
Right
on your YouTube, talking on your Twitch, talking on everything. So there's that. That definitely happened.
Well, we are all very happy for that. I am for certain, my friend.
I'm probably happy about it sometimes.
What, the fact that you can talk,
The fact that I'm alive.
You're right, of course. That is exactly what we're happy about, and that's what the whole point of a happy birthday is. We're not actually happy about the day you're born. We're happy about the fact that we're going around the clock again. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I usually have terrible birthdays. Like, I do not enjoy myself. Oh yeah, if you've been wondering what hat I've been wearing forever, but it's usually backwards, so you can't really tell. But anyways, usually I just don't enjoy birthdays because people put like the pressure on you, right? It's like, you choose what we eat, you choose what we do. Do you want to go to a movie? And I'm like, dude, like, it's my birthday. Don't make me have to make every single decision for everyone.
Right.
It's
that's
always
fair.
like that. But this
Yeah.
year, since I got the coronavirus thing, there is no choices of anything. And also, how would I pick what I want to eat if I can't taste anything?
Well, I suppose that's a sort of bright side. That's a strange silver lining you're finding there.
There's lots of silver linings in my life.
Right on, man.
I have silver linings on my teeth.
Exactly.
So, anyways, what was I gonna say? Something about birthdays.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tell more about birthdays.
I mean, yeah, why not? Because we don't have birthdays but once a year.
Right.
I was gonna say, I'm born. It's a weird combination. So I was a Cancer half of my life, and then they decided, well, technically it's a Leo too. So I have a birthday that has like two signs or some shit. Like
Really?
if I'm wrong, tell us in the comments or whatever. Like I could be definitely wrong.
Mhm.
I don't know. But that's what I remember, and that's what I was told. And so it's like I kind of, if you really think about my personality, though, I do kind of have both of them. You
What
know,
what are the traits of the two? Let's pretend that I don't know anything about astrology.
I kind of don't know anything about anything,
Right.
but I know because Ronnie, my first dead friend from my band, dead number one. Oh, I have a picture of me and him. Hold on.
Right on.
This is dead friend number one. I think clearly you can tell that I'm the other one.
Right
But
on.
anyways, so he had a birthday that was a cancer, and if this shit is real, he was a complete cancer where he was caring about everyone and like super over emotional about shit like that. That's the bad trait. The only traits I know about signs are the bad traits, not the good traits. I know that Leos are dominant and like kind of like have to be the center of attention. And I know that cancers are like very, very caring and emotional people. So,
Those sound like they could, you would fall somewhere in that realm
right,
with those
right,
two.
right.
Yeah,
In the
I think
middle,
that's
right? Because
definitely you.
I'm not someone that wants a lot of attention. Like, or I would probably have promoted my music much better throughout my life because I just don't tell people. Like,
Right.
I'll meet people and hang out with them, and then like my friends will be like, "Oh, have you heard his new song?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" Like, they don't even know. Like people
Right.
at the vape shop, whatever. Because I'm not
Mm.
good at being the center of attention. It's surprising I do this with you, but I
Right.
can talk about music all day, and we do talk about music all
Well,
day.
it is it exactly. Yeah. The only real
So,
difference is, there's a camera on every once in a while.
every once in a while. So, but why did I even bring that up? What did I bring up? Oh,
Well, you were talking
the
about
signs
birthday.
being different things. I don't know if I believe in the sign stuff, bro. There's
Oh
so
yeah,
many
astrology. Right.
things in the world that I don't even know whether I
Well,
believe in it, whether I don't believe in
well,
it.
I mean, I'm an Aries, and in some ways, that's very fitting. If people know me, they would know that I've got a lot of Aries traits about me. I
Does that logically make sense? Like that when you were born matters whatsoever?
I don't know. I don't, but nothing in the world makes a whole lot of sense. I mean,
This
so
is
no,
true.
scientifically, no, it makes no sense whatsoever. None, zero. And is it fun? Sure, it's a lot of fun,
Right.
and you can probably take any generalization you want. You could poo-poo the thing and you can make it pointless because it is, but who cares? It's fun. I mean,
This is so true.
baseball's pointless too, but that's fun, and it's so anyway, rock and roll's
Since,
pointless, but
since
it's
it's
fun.
my birthday and we can talk about whatever I want. Haha.
Mhm.
If you're just
Right.
joining this stream, it's my birthday to March
Happy birthday,
soon.
Kilo.
And so we're just live streaming. We were working on a song last night. If you want to hear where it started, you can go back to last night. But we're talking about stuff, and Bob just said that this is pointless, that's pointless. Bob, tell me something that's not pointless.
Well, I mean, I would want to, I have an answer to that, obviously,
Okay, that's
but,
good.
but I would clarify. I mean, I'm not, when I'm saying those things are pointless, the point is that, by some other measure, by some other measure, they would be considered pointless, but they're not if they bring somebody joy, and they are important, but anyway. But what's not pointless? I mean, obviously, love. People. Your connection to other human beings. That's important, and
Fair
that's what
enough.
those things are, really. Baseball or
Oh, you're
music
right.
or
Oh,
food or
snap.
whatever we all get into.
You're
It's really just
right.
connecting with other people. You're not
So
connecting with the food. You know what I mean? You're eating the food.
if we're using logic and we say connection with people is not pointless, doing all of those things I just said were pointless are connecting with people. Therefore, things I just said were pointless are no longer pointless.
Right. Exactly. There you
Logic
go.
class.
Following
Fucking
my
St.
logic. Right.
Augustine, grade
Exactly.
sixth. Fuck
Well,
that shit. but I
Gila,
learned this shit.
anytime we've ever started any kind of meaningful conversation, I will either start or end it with the conclusion or declaration that I don't know what I'm talking about and I have no idea how
No, I
anything
think
works.
you were right.
Well,
We
that's
do
my
all of these random ass shits to A, feel like we belong somehow, and connect, right? Because I believe in evolution because I'm not dumb. And we were originally like hunter-gatherer type, like people, tribes and stuff like that. And now we're people that could sit in a basement and order food that gets delivered to our door, sometimes with drones. I mean, that's real shit now.
That is flying robots could deliver pizza to you. And that's today. That's going on now.
Exactly. But did that primal that need for a tribe go away? It did not. So how do we connect? We connect with sports, like your Yankees hat. You're part of that tribe. My necklace. I mean, anything that we give value to is just because we're re-tribalizing, like one of the songs that we've
there you go.
Go listen to it on your fucking Spotify
or favorite streaming service. Yeah.
Go listen to it on MySpace. I mean, wait, no, not MySpace.
Do you still do that?
I doubt it, dude. I remember I wholeheartedly enjoyed MySpace. Because back then you could be like a local fucking band and be decently famous just because of MySpace.
See, the funny thing from my perspective, right? That was the second phase of MySpace. Like that was like what MySpace turned into so like a long time ago, like, and we were just talking about this, how I put out an album, a digital album. I just sold it online in 1998, which is kind of, people, nobody did that. There was no such thing as that, except there was this site called mp3.com. And that was basically, you would encode it, people that knew how to even record their music onto digital format and then convert it to MP3 could upload it into this. And then it'd be like a marketplace where you could listen to, share, sell music and everything. Right. And then you could burn CDs from it. So I was like, I made an album, my first solo album. It was 1998. And so anyway, the point of, what is the point of that? Why did I go into that? We're
MySpace. Why I like MySpace.
There you go. Thank you. So that was like the music side, was mp3.com is where we did that. And then MySpace was like Facebook before Facebook was Facebook. You know what I mean? That was like a social network. Yeah. I mean, maybe they were kind of like Facebook was first or whatever, but it was all kind of simultaneously. I don't know. I mean, they were all coming up at the same time, I don't know, man. But I mean, the point was MySpace was kind of cool like that. And then it turned into this kind of like like a wannabe music thing, and then it became this music thing that I didn't go, and then I was off onto some other adventure.
Dude, I enjoyed that shit so hard.
That's awesome.
Like you get in a breakup and then you put like a song as your theme song, like I don't fuck with you. I don't know, something like that. Like I liked it because you could put veiled threats or emotions as your theme song, not threats, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we'll steer away from threats.
Well, I know, you know what I mean, though. I just remember like one time, like this girl upset me, or like we broke up or something, and I'm going to play shows in Arkansas. So I set like one of my songs to like a sad day to remember. So it's a band called The Day to Remember. And it was like a sad song that she liked, blah, blah, blah. It was like hey, go fuck yourself.
Aha, I see.
I enjoyed that kind of shenanigans. Also, I mean, I don't think our band would have gotten showed without MySpace, because MySpace is where we contacted everybody and all the promoters. You always wanted to be like top friends. That was kind of fucked up. But as a band or
I remember that,
something like that, it's good because you kind of grade yourself on like, we had like Hospice, who's a local band from there on ours, and like this band that's now very big called Chelsea Grin. Like I remember we talked to them and stuff when they were not famous at all, like we were, and now they're like one of the deathcore bands that's still around. Wow. So it's like, we had like, we were on their top friends for a little while, like, that kind of thing was kind of cool. And you can't really do that kind of thing on Instagram or anything like that.
What was that guy that everybody it was the guy that created MySpace and he was everybody's friend? It's
Tom.
Tom, right? Yeah, there was just that dude. He was like an action shot of him he like eating a sandwich or something. And it was like
I want a shirt with Tom on it. Just right here.
The guy had to be like a billionaire, and that was his picture.
Right. Well, he wasn't a billionaire when they started it, though.
No, but they kept that same picture as long as I was on there, anyway. But
I think they still have. I mean, it's still around, bro.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know.
But then our first MySpace got hacked, like legitimately hacked by somebody. I have no idea. So we were called They Were Outlaws, right? And then they changed it to They Were Gay and put like very, very pornographic pictures on there, and got it taken down. So we lost like all of our friends and blah 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 blah. Then we had to start over. So, but that I'm like, why would you do that to just a metal band? It had to have been another metal band.
Yeah, that sounds like sort of like local sort of rivalry BS. That's what that sounds like.
What's fun about music, guys, if you don't do music, is it's not all the way like that. At least from my point of view, being in metal and like hard EDM, it's not a rivalry. I'm gonna get yours type of thing. And sometimes, I mean, we make it look like that sometimes, like with the beefs and stuff, but it's not always like that.
No, I was, I never felt like that because I mean, I don't know. I mean, probably most people would say probably because I'm so sort of self-absorbed anyway. It's like what other people were doing never really concerned me. I mean, I was interested and I listened and I was like, awesome, but I never compared what they were doing to what I was doing. It was just like I had my universe of stuff going on and they had theirs, and that was cool, Exactly. So yeah, I mean, some people were, there were Battle of the Bands contests and stuff, and we won one
Battle
time.
Of the Bands for sure, but you know what? When I was around, bro, people had to sell tickets to their own shows.
Oh yeah,
and so it's just who has more family and friends come will win the Battle of the Bands.
That's right.
Because that's how they did it. Like you cheer for the band you like the most. And I mean, we did pretty good, even though that wasn't even the good iteration of They Were Outlaws. If any of you have heard this story before, I apologize, but everybody that had ever played metal in Tulsa at least one time was in They Were Outlaws, because we had an original lineup, and then they decided to kick out the original guitar player. And I remember the phone call. The first dead friend called me, and I was in the bathtub watching the show House, which is a weird thing to explain. But then he's like, we're going to kick Will out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. But then they did it anyway. And then the band fell apart. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Whoops. But then we had everybody that ever played metal kept the band alive. They'd come in and play shows, or they'd come in. Nathan Wisdom, who's a really good friend of mine, he came in and joined and became the main guitar player eventually. Then we got a bassist that's a drummer from another band who is one of the best drummers I've ever seen play metal. And yet he played bass for us because of the respect he had for me, which is kind of dope. Because he could have taken my spot. Technically, he killed it. He didn't need to be playing bass. But then, funny story is, when I moved out to LA, I gave away my nice Pearl drum set, like my really beautiful drum set. I gave it to Nathan, the first guy I was talking about, the guitar player.
Right.
Then when my parents were going to the U-Haul store to buy like boxes or something, they saw Lucas, our bass player, who's also a drummer. And they're like, oh, what's up? And he was like, are you, Kilo's family? And they were like, yeah. And he's like, I have his drum set. So Lucas, who's an amazing drummer, ended up with my really nice drum set. So it kind of works out that he was a nice person and played bass for us, because now he has like a really nice drum set.
That's cool, man.
So yeah,
that's a nice turn of events for everyone.
I know, right? I mean, it's just like once you're in a band, if anyone watching has never been in a band, it is like what we just talked about in the beginning of our ramblings. It's like a tribe. Like once you're in a band, you are family.
Oh yeah, I've over the last 30 years, I've played with dozens of people, and I've traveled around and stuff, and I did a lot of recording and everything. But basically I've had that whole time I've kind of had the same. I've had two bands. I had my band The Distractions and my band Shoe, and it's SHU. And that and there's and the bass player in those is the same in the both bands. He's my best friend Todd Havlin, and so Todd and I and our friends have had these two bands for 30 years. And yeah, it's just, I mean, it's family. Like we've got, members, band members married to family members of band members. We've got, we got kids that babysit the kids of other members. You know what I mean? It's just, we're family. You know what I mean? Really.
So what do you think makes that happen? I know what I think makes it happen, but I want to know what you think.
Well, there's a lot of, there'd be like a lot of chicken and egg in that, because I mean, so I can tell you the musicians, my friends, my band, it's this unspoken, unpracticed on anything connection that we have. We just, we get on stage and turn our amps on and play. And we immediately land into this sort of flow of where we're just all in sync really the entire time. I mean, it's a phenomenal experience. We're a really very good band, but it's more than just like, oh, my band's awesome. It's just this really great musical experience that we all, at the end of every show, we're like, damn, that was good, wasn't it? And we're like, yeah, that was really good, So that's it, so, I mean, how does that, what is that? And then of course, I mean, and these are my brothers, I love them, So which of those things comes first? Having this brotherly love or having this deep, musical, emotional connection. I don't know.
Well, I mean, for one, I think the love for the music you're doing is the first thing that connects you. Because if you were like in a band with like a super metal head and then like someone that played country, I don't know if you would have the same love, even if you guys could play the music because you're good at it. You may not have the same connection to each other because you're not connecting through the medium or the genre that kind of drew you to music. But I think that the connection comes from creating together, right? So you're making something out of nothing together, not by yourself. So that suddenly,
I'm only smiling because I'm smiling because I was about to like interrupt you and say that, and I didn't interrupt you, and you said exactly what I was thinking.
Good.
You were like, it's the creating of together. That's why I was like, yes, exactly.
That's exactly what I think does that.
Yeah, I think 100%, and and that's a good point. And I mean, like I said, Todd, the bass player, and I've known him since I was 5. He's he's like a brother to me, long before the bands, long before I ever picked up an instrument. But the other guys, that friendship grew from the playing and from I think you're right, the creating, because this is original band. We've been writing music together for that whole time. And I think when we play some of these songs, when there's such a connection to like your own personal history. And and it goes and that'll go through my head when I'm playing with it, and playing those same songs with those same people, that's some deep stuff.
So do you think maybe it goes back to like ritual, right? So back when we were tribes and we talked about tribalized stuff earlier,
right?
If you think about it that way, there was like ritual dances around I assume. If I'm being racist in any way, I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
No,
I mean, like really a long time ago when we were like caveman thingies, we still like banged on stuff and like chanted together and stuff.
Right.
So I think there really is a primal nature behind making and creating, especially music for me at least, right? Because that's what I do.
And I think I think that reality of that importance and the power of the connection of people is like both the strength and the weakness of humanity, because it's also like you could have a beautiful experience like that where you're just a group of friends, a group of brothers that are a family that are creating something together. And that's awesome, but it's like a hop, skip, and a jump from that sort of tribalization to, us and them mentality. And like, hey, those guys over there, they're in a different tribe and we hate them because of it. Like that's when that happens, that's the failing of humanity. That's when we lose. You know what I mean? That's then the beauty is lost. And in my
But
opinion,
also that's why we have sports and stuff like that, so that we can still have the competitive nature behind things.
competing is not hatred, though. You know what I mean? I'm not
Correct.
talking about, you compete with your friends and your family. You can
Right.
have a healthy competition. You know what I mean? That's not bad. That's a great thing. We
Right.
play Monopoly and yell at each other while you're doing it. But in the end,
Oh,
it's
I
just
do.
fun.
Don't worry.
Exactly. No, that's not. There's nothing wrong with that. But no,
Right.
it's judgment and hatred. You know what I mean? You don't like that's what causes those
Right.
that clever, that cleave from our best
I
angels.
mean, and I truly believe, I mean, I may be wrong, guys, so don't judge me for it, but I believe that when we're judging others, we're truly kind of judging ourselves and trying to figure out, do I really believe what the fuck I'm shitting out of my mouth right now?
Right.
Like, like you're trying to almost like prove to yourself that you're worthy by judging other people,
Mhm.
right? Because I am a very unjudgmental person, what's like very much so, but it's because I like myself. The end. Like you
Right
can't
on.
really get away from that. If you
Mhm.
like yourself, then you're not a
Mhm.
judgmental fuck. So I think it's really honestly self-judgment every time you judge people. I know the stupid saying like you have three fingers pointed at you or whatever when you're pointing at someone, but it's like truthfully it is that way. Because if
Right.
you like yourself, you don't give a fuck what other people do. You let them do them and you do
Mhm.
you because we're all different. We
I'm
all make
you know why I'm not judgmental, because I don't trust my own judgment.
this is also true. This is also
So,
true. I
so
know
I'm
I'm a
certain
dumbass.
I'm
Right.
wrong. You know what I'm saying? So
So with you having said that, you have also said a very amazing quote one time.
all right.
So let's get back to a great thing we should do is me and Matt continued working on the song last night.
Mhm.
Continued all night, which is not the smartest thing to do when you have the Rona inside, but we did it. And so we worked on it. So this is kind of showing the tribalization thing. So Bob gave us something he's going to show you a few seconds of again.
Mhm.
And like then we on the live stream last night sent a random um, audio to him and he heard it and it was cool because it's so different. Then we worked on it all night and then Bob sent us random vocal awesomeness with
Insanity.
reverb on it, dude. Baloney.
Uh,
I didn't put that one in there yet. But anyways, and then we were getting ready for or I was getting ready for the live stream and we were trying to like put some stuff in it. But Bob got sad because of the dog. So we
I did.
decided to put nonsensical, funny things Bob said in the song. Now I hope we didn't fuck it up. I will tell you to stop it if we did because I didn't listen to it when I bounced it down.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well,
So
I don't think I say anything incriminating anyway.
no, I mean like maybe I had isolated a track and it's only one track or something
Right.
like that.
Right. All right. So I just turned my own volume down here, and then
And show them what it came from first, just in case they didn't see it last night.
what it came from.
Like the song
Oh,
that
the
you had
song.
sent us so Bob sent Mr. Sick People the stems. Well, we were very sick. And
Right.
like was like, I sent you stems. And we were both like, great, awesome.
Now that one was this the Jim? No, this is not Jimmy. This
Yes,
was
no.
this was
We worked on
Riz.
that one.
This
Yeah,
is
it's Riz.
Riz. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll
right.
show you what it was, and we got the stems. So if you guys don't know what stems are, it's like individual audio tracks, right? With like the guitar on it and this on it and that. And I
Right. It's like a
promise
bunch
you-
of it's like submixed tracks. You know what I mean? You've got like 48 tracks on your song. You submix them down to say like 12, right? And it's by
Right.
like that. Maybe you have a stereo of like the electric guitars and a stereo of the acoustic or something like that. Yeah. So anyway,
actually,
continue.
we have 65 tracks. But anyway, I just looked at it. But so he sent it to us, and I honestly don't remember how anything happened from there. So we ended up with this. It's almost like this song is addictive to me. Like I continually want to be working on it. It's so dumb
Oh, this okay.
and so insane.
I can't. I keep forgetting where I put these things. Hold on. Yeah, it's in
So excited.
14
And this is
kilo.
going to be the first time both of us heard it with the samples in it because I
Wow.
kind of placed them around and then had to get on the live stream. So I bounced it down while we were sitting here earlier. And bouncing it down, what that is it's, if you don't know, combining all of the tracks into one like 2-channel audio track, right, Bob?
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Or a waveform, or I mean, it's not an MP3, but you can think about it as like an MP3, like a mixed
Okay.
down version.
All
So
right. I got Riz. So I'll play. Right. All right. I'm gonna play Riz, which is the song that was the originated the song that you're going to hear from Kilo. And oh my God, is this happening again? Why is
oh
this
yes,
happening?
oh yes, it is.
Maybe I just need to be more patient.
I
I think
mean,
I
you're a
do.
pretty
See,
patient person.
I'm
What's
not.
up, I saw? How are you tonight, bro? I will definitely see you later tonight.
Okay, let's see. Where did it go? Do I hear it?
I hear nothing. You turned it down last night. Technical difficulty.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think. All right, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
Don't worry. I can talk about random shit again like last night. I don't think that went well. We'll try it again.
Oh, no, it's playing. I'm just not really clear on as to where it's playing. Oh, I see. All right.
This happens to everyone when you do technological things.
Well, it happens to me, that's for sure. I don't know about everybody else. All right, but anyway, we're gonna open up a different way.
Yes.
And
so
then
I don't know if Saw was here during my explanation. We're going to show you what Bob sent me and Matt these files, and then we will show you what we came up with over the 2 days of being sick. So it's what's happening soon. And I'm supposed to be talking about things.
no, you're good. No, it's okay. I got it. Let's see, Riz.
You're just afraid of what I'm going to say.
No, it's cool, man. Oh, I see I see now. I understand what's happening. I understand what's happening. I do apologize for the inconvenience here.
Yes,
but I understand now what I've done wrong, and I'm going to fix that right now. All right, so I'm going to share my audio, and you guys will hear the song that we're talking. So the song we're going to play is Riz, and it's the sort of the source of what Kilo ended up coming up with.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And Matt.
Okay, so I gotta make sure that isn't playing something.
I think that's so funny that we trolled Matt and put that good morning, Matt, blah 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 in our newest song, Bob. That's hilarious.
Right.
Time to wake up and join the human race. Whatever
join a human race. Yeah,
Bob. That wonderful. I love it.
All right. I'm gonna try this. I keep hearing. All right, I'm just gonna calm down. Here, and share it. Do you hear anything right now?
No.
Oh, okay, good. So I'll play Riz.
Good.
Do you hear it now?
I hear you.
Yeah. You got it. All right. Riz, and it's the song that I had written.
Oh, I hear the chords now. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Nice. And so, the background on the song. Yeah, it's, yeah, here, I can stop it. So the song itself was, here, I gotta stop the sharing.
That's fucking sick. I heard him in there for 1 second.
It's great. So anyway, the song itself was, it was like I had actually written it that originally was that, because it's got that 3/4 bass line that do 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 do. And I had written that on piano first, and that was a bass line I was playing on piano over the chords, and then I it was in MIDI, so I moved it to a bass sound, and then I ended up playing a live bass. So that's me really playing the bass line, and then I did the chords and everything on top of it. But it was a neat idea that never that I never came to fruition. Just I kept layering more parts on top
I've
of
been
it.
doing that too. It's fun. That song is weird, bro. It
Yeah.
does that to you. I am legitimately been doing that for the last 24 hours.
Yep.
Like layering and layering and layering and layering. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
a very
don't know what it
because
is about that.
it's a complex, like I don't know. It's like something in your brain. It's not. I mean,
Yeah.
not complicated. It's very simple, like dun, 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 so like eighth notes, rhythm. But it just that kind of circular hypnotic, melody going on in that.
One weird thing I found out last night, well, in the studio, is I am writing it, even though it's like, I don't know, I guess a hard EDM song, or I don't know what you would call it. I guess we're gonna call it hybrid hard.
The one that
dance, or-
you're doing. Obviously,
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
just heard is not hard EDM or any kind of
it's
EDM,
not.
right?
No. But what I'm saying is, it is in 3/4. I turned it to 3/4 and turned the metronome on, and what
Nice.
you're about to listen to is still written in 3/4. That's
so
why
fun.
there's those weird change ups that keep
Right.
happening over and over and over and over again. Is that's how it kept it on 3/4.
That's
Fucking
awesome.
weirdest thing I've ever written, but so addictive to work
Now,
on.
did you use the chorus part? Because the chorus of that song of my version is in 4/4. So okay, cool.
Oh, no.
Because I
Oh,
always
no.
kind of like the melody there too. So I'm gonna try to use that for something someday. I think the
We
song will be the
definitely- we
source
can-
of
Yeah,
yeah.
you'll never know.
yeah,
because
because
it
the
sounds
song has
so
got like
fucking
it's got a million cool ideas that maybe don't gel perfectly together,
Right.
but there are a lot of cool little Zen seeds in there, right?
Right,
So,
exactly. So if you're
right
just
on.
joining, just keep in mind this, the audio samples are Bob. He sent it to us today, and
Mhm.
we're not keeping them exactly where they are, but I wanted to cheer up Sad Bob from the dog problem. So I just threw in the funniest things. I mean, like in a good way, the best
Right.
things I could put in randomly in 2 minutes. So this do not mind the audio samples of Bob's voice, because I don't
No,
even think I put it in key or anything.
I know now why my sound was like
I thought you
couldn't-
were mimicking the dog from last night, going around in circles.
Oh, you reminded me of my dog for a
It's
little
not
while.
your dog. Why?
I know.
Bro.
He's not my dog.
No, I know the
feeling.
feeling though, because my neighbors as a kid had this dog. He was a what was he? A border collie, and he'd always like sit outside in the front yard and stuff. So every once in a while, I remember like 3 times he got to come over and sit in my yard, and I got to hang out with him, and that was like the funnest thing ever. I was like, oh my God. So I always wanted that to be my dog, but it never was my dog, no matter how hard I wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, you understand where I'm at
Yes, I
right
do.
now, and
Absolutely.
I was not nearly as composed an hour ago as I am right
I
now.
know
I'll
that's
tell you
why
that.
we put the funny shit in there to cheer you up, sir.
Exactly.
So if it makes me look like a dumbass, it's okay, because I just want you to feel better.
Oh, well, that's a very sweet thing. Thank you very much.
I think
So-
you will very much like this. I don't even know if it ends right, because we didn't get to the end to make sure everything wasn't like
I should play it
single
now, though, right?
go for golden.
Okay, all right. Let me get back there. Now,
Remember, guys, this came from what he
strange
just played.
computer things going on here. Okay, good. There you are. All right. So now I believe. Let me see if I can hear it first and see how loud it is, because I don't know. All right, let's see if it plays. Oh, I can hear
Here
it.
we go.
Okay.
We can't hear it very good.
No, I'm going to share it now. I just
Oh.
wanted to see if I was going to be able to hear it first.
I was like,
All right. So here we go.
So
we
you're
will-
getting the first reaction from both of us, guys, because I don't
Right.
really know where the audio is, or if some of it's not muted. Like, it's gonna be a massacre. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Share.
I'm so
And-
excited.
Oh, is that it? Okay. All right, man. That was awesome. Are you there? I don't hear you.
I have no idea why the end did that. I will look into that.
Right. Dude,
I don't know what it did at the end. That was the end. I don't know why it decided to play more things.
it's freaking fantastic, man.
Anyways, oh, because
Freaking fantastic.
that's why I looped it too far out.
Oh
Okay.
man. It was so that was so good. And you know what's awesome is that like remember I was telling you I always thought that the song had like a sort of Russian sort of almost like a Slavic kind of feel to it like that because of the
Right.
3/4 beat and because it was like a militaristic and like and I didn't know what was going to happen with that once you got it. You went hard on
insane
that.
as
That
fuck.
was like that's the you know, and it's just so good, so
I
good.
love that song. Oh yes. What is
I love it.
Take me out of this world. Yeah, bro. That's what I've been working on when we're not doing what we do. And
That's the real deal tune right there, man. That's some
that
neat
shit
stuff.
goes so hard, and we did it just for fun. It wasn't like one
It's,
of those big productions like
No.
Love for Liberty that took fucking months and months.
no,
That
no.
song is addictive, bro. It's hard as fuck the whole time.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna be listening to it multiple times tonight. I love it.
Good.
I love the
It's just
samples.
and
The
it's
samples
dumb
are
because
right.
well, I had this motivational speaker in there that we may still use possibly because we can use those audios that you gave us anywhere. But like
Right.
that was like saying like you'll hear it. Maybe I'll send you a version of that
Right.
too. But like it's just a great song. I don't know why.
I
I don't
really,
know what the
I
fuck is
agree.
great about it, but like
Those are the best songs, man.
Right.
Inexplicable ones, right?
it is
That-
great. And I think since we might have new people here tonight that weren't here last night, we should also play the song that's coming out tonight, which is
Oh, your
Diary-
song,
Yeah.
Diary of a Johnny Pet.
That song is one of my favorite songs I've ever done.
Yes.
It's great.
So-
And then we can talk about how I have no idea what fucking genre we make. Like,
Right.
if you really think
Yeah.
about it.
I don't know. And which songs, you know what I mean? Which,
Right,
you
right.
know, I mean, some of it's very, very different than others, you know? I mean,
Okay.
you know, the same couple of guys that did Handle on the Sum did Paradox of Death basically at the same time, you know, and they're completely
bro,
from
no,
a different
yeah.
universe, you know?
Paradox of Death, Handle on the Sum.
It was like the same week we were doing those songs, you know,
There was
and
another
they're
one.
so
though.
different.
Among the Pines, which
Oh yeah.
we
Oh,
haven't
my.
finished because it
Wow,
actually
yeah.
is traumatizing me.
Yeah, it is.
Legitimately.
Yeah. Among the
Actually.
Pines. I forgot about that
You
one.
know, that would be actually a cool thing to play on the stream, bro. Like, because people may never hear it for months because it's just kind of a traumatizing song.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
might be a fun one. I don't know what version you would play, but I'll definitely send you a link right now. We may as well just play some music and celebrate that I am alive again this year.
That I will always celebrate, my friend. I was just looking for my headphones.
Why? So you could see which version of.
Well, no, because you know people are sleeping, so I want to crank. There we are. This
Right.
is where remember when I was looking around before and I was like, I was hearing sound coming out of something, and I was like,
It
what
was
the
your
hell is that?
headphones?
And you know, and you just thought I was crazy, but
Right. I always think that.
I might be crazy, but the
Might-
sound was coming out of these headphones right here, which is what I'm going to make them do
That
now.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is send Bob some links to stuff because that'll be the easiest way, and we can just kind of have some fun, listen to some new stuff that we've all worked on. I don't think so. This song that you're about to hear is just me and Bob. Matt didn't do anything on this song, but we still love him. Thank you for everything. Now, I'm going to hopefully not be too loud. I'm going to listen to a version right now on my computer to see if it's the right one. So I'm going to turn myself
All
down.
right.
Please be entertaining.
I'm supposed to be entertaining. Oh, I forgot. Okay. All right. I can be entertaining. What would you like me to do? Play a little guitar? And I'll probably get a run out of time.
Okay, I found a perfect version. This
All
one will
right.
work.
Okay.
Because, I mean, okay, the fact of the matter is when I'm mixing like I'm doing with this one, for instance, I'm literally changing the tone of one thing anally to get it to what I want it to be. It might not even be right, but it is what I want it to be, type of thing, you know. So
Right on.
do you want me to send you the file or just the link?
Well,
It's up to you.
either way is cool. Probably you have like a SoundCloud link.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me that, and then I'll play that.
All right. All right.
And this is we're going to be doing the current version of Among the Pines.
This is the most recent version. We've had so many. So if you guys, I don't know if every producer does what we do, but like we have at least 10 songs we're working on right now. And that's partially why we've started doing the stream of consciousness songs that just come out on our label that like all three of us have done, because it's like we're writing music all the time and some of it deserves to exist, but we don't need to take the time to perfect it, which is kind of funny to think which ones deserve that time and which ones don't. But the recent things we've been writing, at least, we have just been putting out randomly, if it's all three of us, because I guess that's what Matt wanted to do. And at first I was like, nah, branding, bro. But then no. So we've been releasing random shit. So right now you're going to hear a song very dear to my heart because it's about Ukraine and about the war, and it's kind of traumatizing because everything you're going to hear is not like a movie soundbite. The gunshots are not movie gunshots. It's a real news reporter talking about what he was experiencing, and also it is all the gunshots and the screaming is actually a video from that same news report of this ambush. These Ukrainian fighters were ambushed and they're jumping out of their car, firing back to kind of put cover down. So when you hear gunshots and stuff, I didn't get that from like a sound pack. That is legitimate, real, somebody might have died. So that's why it's kind of traumatizing to work on. But it's a great song. Bob on guitar, me on not guitar. It's insane. We'll explain it after. Let's listen to it. Bob hasn't heard it for a while.
I haven't. That's true. All right. So I'm gonna.
Neither have I.
Right on. All right. So I'm trying to make sure I can control the volume on that, and that's all.
Oh yes.
Because it's gonna be loud.
This song is loud to the heart.
Yeah. I hope. Okay. All right. I got it.
If you get traumatized easily and you're watching this, probably turn it off.
Well, I just turned the SoundCloud volume down a little bit, so it should be cool. So, all right, I'm going to do it.
All right, go for gold.
The threat of mines.
Oh, wait.
Started from the
Under
beginning.
every foot.
Yeah, I'm trying.
The threat of mines.
Come on. There.
Under every footstep, the threat of mines.
Turn it up a teeny bit, Bob.
The smell of corpses among the pines.
All around you, impossible to know who's really in control of this area, with a fight happening just on the other side of the hill.
among the pines.
Something, man. I can't hear you.
Ah,
Haha, there you go.
technology.
There you
Um,
go, man.
I
There you
said
go.
the song's just a very emotional piece.
It's
especially
intense.
for me.
It's very
Yeah.
intense. And I mean it's awesome. And it just honestly, I love to hear myself on a song like that. I feel I feel honored to be on it. It's a powerful song.
It's a
So good job.
dynamic song with
Mhm.
emotion in it, which is surprising because when I met Bob, I didn't write any chords or music with emotion in it ever.
Right.
Like I
Mhm.
didn't. And then I'm writing shit that makes me emotional, like that song. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
And it's not like I came in writing these big anthems like that because I don't. I mean, my stuff is much like so it's just like, it's hippie stuff. It's like hippie rock or it's hippie trip hop, instrumental
Right.
stuff. It isn't that. So it's like the when the two of us came together, that kind of music happened, which is just something
Well,
amazing,
what's amazing is the song that's coming out tonight, that song and Paradox of Death were all written from the same exact project.
That's
Saved
right. Mhm.
like Shift Command S is like save as a new file. But if you go into any of them, they have all the files from like the previous one. So I think the order was we did, or I did the one that's coming out tonight, and then Bob wrote this thing to put over it, and then that was what led to the chords in that song. So the song from tonight is on that song's file, and then Paradox of Death was written simultaneously with that song because you had written a guitar part for those chords,
Yeah.
and that
Mhm.
guitar part turned into a completely different song. And
That's
I'm a
right.
dumbass and didn't delete shit. So I just muted it and like minimized the track. That's all.
Mhm.
I have no idea
and
why.
well, the great thing is that sort of like kind of reverse engineering creative process,
Right.
it makes it like it turns that like so you have like one idea that like creates three songs, and it does that by like taking a different piece of that idea, doing something differently to it, and then just bouncing it back and forth until
Right.
suddenly we've got something that sounds like an orchestra playing or a
That
heavy
one
metal
is
band
fucking.
rocking.
I know that drop in that song is just amazingly one of the best things I think I've participated in because
Yep.
it's so fucking metal, bro.
That part
It's
when
just
it's the drop where it's like
yeah, so
that's
fucking good.
where the guitar hits the one and then everything else comes in, or the guitar hits
What's
before
funny is he had written it that way it sounds now originally and moved it over so it would be on the one. And
That's
then
right.
my
That's right.
dumbass dragged it over incorrectly
And
and
it's
put
better,
that
way
squeal
better.
back not on the one.
And it's
That's a true
perfect.
story.
That's
So,
true. It's totally true. And
I
it's
mean, you
freaking
just do
awesome.
random shit. I mean, that's my workflow though. It's just doing random, right? It's like just
Yep.
making music in a random fashion where I don't
Yeah.
really pay attention. And yeah, sometimes I fuck it up. And
It
sometimes it
doesn't
sounds
matter.
good. It
It's
sounds good
that
sometimes.
sounds and sometimes when you especially when you're making more sort of especially like instrumental and like
Right.
more avant-garde kind of music where you can be more experimental, and you can go and you can cause an effect by doing the unexpected, you know what I mean, by adding like an extra beat in one measure of a song.
Right.
You affect the mood of the entire experience of listening to that song, for you know
Right.
what I mean, for the better or the worse, depending on the song and depending on how well you do it. Like in that case, it puts this massive punch into that drop where it's just like
Well, why
boom,
don't
and
we
it's just
show
wow.
them why don't we show them the immense difference between that song and another song that we wrote with Matt during that same exact time called, it was originally called Peace and now it's called
Oh, Fluke.
Fluke.
Oh,
So this
Fluke.
song
I
is an
love-
example of like, we wrote all these kind of around the same time. They were all
Yeah.
in my computer at the same time being worked on.
That's
Yeah,
right,
this
yeah.
song, why I say Fluke, Bob, is because it's the same style, right? So it has the EDM, it has the
Mhm.
weirdness that Matt did, which Matt wasn't on that last song, by the way. But, and then it has the guitar that Bob did. Bob did a lot of the parts for this song, but it was like Matt's concept, I guess. So we
Right.
did the recordings of it, of the guitar for him, obviously, and like
Yeah.
got it done. But it's like this kind of thing comes out of the same people who made that song about war. And then we have a song that is completely not about war. Yet it has a guitar in the drop, it has EDM leads, it has the same structure as that song, but it's completely different.
This is one of my favorite
Yeah, me
pieces of
too.
music I've worked on. It's
For
just
sure.
awesome. All right, so I'm gonna play it,
Mhm.
right? All right,
yeah.
let's see how this goes. Hold, please.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I hit the right button there. All right. Share computer audio, yada yada. Bang. It's not playing yet. All right. You hear it?
Just a fluke. Like, 1,000 monkeys typing 1,000 typewriters for 1,000,000 years will eventually type the Encyclopedia Britannica. So we're going to conquer space. We're in space already, way out. If anybody cared to be sensitive and let what's outside space come to you, you can. Aided by telescopes, aided by radio astronomy, aided by all the kind of sensitive instruments we can devise. We're as far out in space as we're ever going to get.
So
Eh.
that song, what's funny is
That is
it's literally
gorgeous.
the same exact it's the same exact format as the last song. Yet it has a
It's-
completely different effect.
Oh my
Like,
God.
It has
Yeah.
the guitar drop, it has the intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, pre-chorus with like with samples from something from YouTube. Like it's the same thing, yet it's a completely different feeling because of the way we did it. The tempo, the sounds. It's actually in the same key, I think, which is surprising. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
It is in the same key, but
Yeah.
it just gives that different effect. I mean, I love that song. I mean,
It's yeah.
amazing.
That is right. I am like it moved in both cases. I mean, these two songs sound completely different, and
Right.
the thought that they came from the same idea, let alone the same people or the
Right.
same time period, is crazy. But they do have that. They both have like something about them has a very powerful emotional impact in a
Right.
completely different way. And like that, I mean, I just think that Fluke is gorgeous. I think it is just a
It's
beautiful,
amazing.
beautiful piece of music. I really do. So I love
I
it.
think that was one of the first ones we worked on with Matt. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, it just has like, it just has the same kind of emotional uprising in you as the last
Mhm.
song that we showed at the live stream, but like it's different. It's a different
Yeah.
feeling, and that just shows how music from the same exact artist. I mean, yes, okay, Matt was on this one, but he didn't give the vibe of like he didn't give the
Right.
emotion behind the song.
Mhm.
Obviously, Bob's guitar, mainly in my opinion. One really dope thing is Bob's guitar is very Blink 182 sounding to me. And I've said
Mhm.
this on our streams before. He's not influenced by them. He's influenced by the people they were influenced by.
Right. Well, because I'm the same age as the guys from
Insane.
Blink 182. I mean,
Right.
they're my age. I think I'm a year or two older than most of them, but or than two or three of them. But there are only three. But but anyway, they're my age, and we both listen to bands like REM and the Replacements and the Clash and the Police, and these guys all played like that.
Right.
They played like the way that we do. So it's like you kind of flip between like if you're going to play your clean sound, right? Then it sounds like well to me in my case, like in my ears, it sounds like me playing like REM. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing REM there.
Right.
As opposed to what if I'm doing some like kind of Jimi Hendrix whacked out blues rock
Right.
solo stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Which we
So that's just
definitely
kind of like a
have
different mode
songs
you go
like
into.
that as well.
Right. But anyway, so but I think that's the same idea. Blink 182. If you listen to them, a lot of their stuff sounds like somebody
What's up,
just
Brody? How are you tonight? Anyways, keep going.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I got
That's all right.
distracted by our live stream.
Oh, okay. Oh, all
my
right.
fault.
Cool. Oh,
Sorry.
that's great, man. That's awesome.
No, yeah. But what's cool to me is like obviously anybody that looks at me knows that like Blink-182 is one of my, well, maybe not. If I hide the necklace, then you'd think I'm like a super Blink-182 fan, which I am. But it's like having you playing like them, and you didn't even realize it, right? You're just like, I got this
Yeah.
guitar
I mean,
part
I
guy.
know them, of course. Everybody knows
No.
Blink 182, but it's not something.
But like
I
you really have the
just listening
flair
to.
of it. You don't have the flair of like, oh, I want to sound like them. Like
Right.
it really does kind of sound like them.
Right.
Like it's super dope to me to be able to be doing stuff like that. Like, I mean, since it's my birthday, I'm thinking like a year ago on my birthday, did I think like, did I be making like all these fucking crazy ass songs every
Right
single
on,
day?
man.
No, not at all.
Uh-huh.
We didn't, let's think back. We didn't have a podcast, right?
No,
Because
no.
this whole journey of fuckery in a good way started with the podcast idea. So if for
Yeah.
you who have not heard this story since we're on a live stream, we'll explain it. I
Yeah.
was the first guest on his podcast,
That's right. Yeah.
and I don't
Yep.
even know what it was going to be called because it was,
You were the first guest and the only listener, I think. So yeah.
What?
I
no, but
think it
like
was just you
we
and me,
never.
man.
I don't think we ever put it out though. Remember,
No, we
you
didn't. No, we
pre-recorded
didn't.
it,
Exactly.
and I remember
The first real
pre-recording-
time, really, honestly, the first time we did it was that you were on some chat app that you like said,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah.
join me on this chat." You and I talked for like an hour, and some random people, like a lot of them, were watching us.
And
It
I'm
was
very
cool.
happy that I actually did that for fun because I was bored because that made me comfortable talking randomly,
Right,
like
yeah,
talking
yeah.
well, being videoed would never have been a thing because I'm not a shy person, but I
Mhm.
just kind of keep to myself. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really a talkative person, but I did that and it was fun. And
It
so
was
then when
fun.
you were like, I want to interview you for my new podcast, I was like, no. So we did this huge fucking long interview thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I had all these ideas. I was like, Bob, you should try this, you should try that. And Bob was like, why don't you just fucking do it with me? And I was like,
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, I was like, well,
yeah,
you're already being the producer, so why don't you just join and we'll do it together? So
exactly. So that
we did.
happened. We started interviewing people. It was fun. We were
Mhm.
pre-recording our interviews. It was a great time. And then some dumb fuck up in Russia decided to attack another country. And then I decided that I was upset, and I started writing music, like music about the war and stuff. And then one day I was like, Bob, like, I want to be able to give away the money that comes from these songs, like, fully. Why don't we start a label? And we did. And it
We
was funny
did.
because
That's
that
right.
day Bob was like, what did you say? You were like, oh, bro, I was gonna talk about that or something like that, right? You
Yeah,
were like, oh, I
yeah,
was
yeah.
gonna
We've
talk about
basically
that.
we've been in sync this whole through the whole
Yeah,
journey.
it does. When do you have a record of when we did our first song together? Like when I mixed and mastered for
I
you?
think it was 90, well, it was 1986 was the song, and I released it on my birthday in 2021. So it was the beginning of 2021 is when we started working together, and and the first thing we really did was you mixed and mastered 1986, and then
Right.
which was not a song I was even going to put out. It was just like a thing I put on my SoundCloud, and you were like, hey, I like this one, can I do something with it? And like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
And
And
that
that's when
turned into this.
and
Wonderful.
I turned into a lot of things. I got signed to a record company as a result of that song. And then Kilo and I kept doing a lot of music together, and continue obviously to do more and more every day, and we love it.
Oh yeah.
And so anyway, doing more music led to the doing more podcasts, and then now we're doing these live streams. So
Yeah,
we
why
still have,
not?
yeah, we still have a couple of pre-recorded ones in the can that we need to
Very
air.
good ones. I think we like them so much we're keeping them to ourselves.
Yeah, so anyway, those guys, we're gonna have them on very shortly, but we have
Oh,
had a
yeah.
lot of releases come out when we're kind of excited about the whole new label thing that we've got going
Yeah,
on,
it
House
is
House
crazy.
Static Records, and all the new songs released with Christian Cole and Kilo
Oh yeah,
House
you
and
gotta
King
listen to
Matt
Christian
Black.
Cole. Yeah,
Yep.
we have a few people. I mean, we're really hands-on, so we like to work with the artists on our label. It's not just a
Yep.
label. Like, what was your little quote you made up? The label for that you deserve. The
The
label you
label you
deserve.
deserve. Yeah. I mean,
House
I'm
of
not
Static.
sure
The
with
label you deserve. I like
I'm not
that.
sure
It's good.
if it sticks. Yeah, cool.
But
It's
what it
good, I
is, if
think.
we don't like expect you to bring pre-recorded beats with you and like record it and blah blah blah, we'll like
Right, right.
write music with you. Like, obviously, like if we sign you, we'll do it with you. And then if you want us to do
Yeah,
it,
it's
you
right.
pay us money.
It's supposed to mean like the label your talent deserves. That's why I should write it like
That's a
that. We should
great,
change it to that. The
yeah,
label your talent deserves. See, that's because that's the intent, is that exactly as you say, like say you're like really like an excellent singer, but you're a crappy guitar player or whatever it
right,
is. That's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay if you have a great song. It's a great song, and that
right.
really is the key. It's the song. It's all about the song, really.
Well, I
You
mean,
know.
let's explain to people how long we've been in the industry. I mean, I know my half of it. How long have you been in the industry? Like, what kind of things, have you
Yeah.
done?
A lot of things. So I'm not sure what in the industry when I get to call myself that, but I was writing, recording, and selling my original music right out of high school, and that was 1988. I graduated high school, so ever since then I've been pushing whatever I can to get out there and to get heard and get other
Mhm.
people heard. I've done a lot of work on that end as well. So I did my biggest industry job that I had was this company I started with a couple other dudes that are friends of mine and big shots, big names. I don't need to be dropping them here, but anyway, we started this company in 1999, 2000. We called it Promo Squad at first, and then ultimately it changed to Hit Predictor. And we were doing, and that still exists, hitpredictor.com. I left a few years later. The company sold to a big conglomerate. But anyway, I was doing that for a few years, and what we did was basically market research for record labels. We tested songs for record labels, so the big label, major labels. So I was like, I'd be on the phone with folks like, Barry Weiss and Clive Davis and Donnie Ienner. These guys, they, at the time in that world, they were big, gigantic names, people that ran the music business. People that Barry Weiss is like the guy that signed Britney Spears and NSYNC and shit.
Oh,
You know what I mean? That's who these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are big names. So anyway, they were our clients, and they would give us songs they were going to release soon, and they'd say or give us like an album. Say, here's Christina Aguilera's new album. Right. Test every song and tell us which one should be the single.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's what we did. So we came back and we said this one should be the single. This one tests really well with a certain demographic. So you put it on this kind of radio station and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned Christina Aguilera because that was a big success of ours, because that was her second single off the album, and the first one was, the album was Dirty, and the first single was Dirty, and it didn't do all that well. The label wasn't as happy with it as they wanted to be, so they were looking for a good follow-up single, and we tested the whole album. We told them Beautiful was a huge hit, and they were disputing in between them at the time, some folks, and anyway, we tested it a few times, same results every time. That was the hit, and they released it. And now, Beautiful is a classic. It's a gigantic big hit. I mean, obviously, we were probably one of 20 different market research that they were using, but I bet you the other ones said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It was the tools like that are useful, and they work, and they're cool. They shouldn't run things, but they're important, and they tell you stuff that you might not know otherwise. So anyway, I did that for a long time. I did some writing, wrote for Billboard in that, when I was doing that, and I left that, and I worked just in corporate America, working, on the side. I was always doing stuff. I had blogs, and I was putting music out all the time and playing in bands and all kinds of stuff like that, and doing some freelance writing. And then, so like 15 years, that was my life, kind of working corporate job, and then on the side doing some little music things and writing things every once in a while. And then the side things became bigger and bigger. And then basically a year ago, this all leads up to a year ago when I started hanging out with this guy. I was like, I pulled the plug. I said, I don't want to go back, and I want to continue creating things because I'm good at it and I enjoy it. So
I remember when you were talking to the label, and you were like, "Oh, it probably is not going to work out." It never worked out. I was like, bro.
When I was telling you, yeah, right. Yeah, I was being, because I'm Gen X, man. We're pessimistic about everything.
I'm pessimistic about everything, even after it happened. Like, what is going to go wrong? Like, there's something that will happen, which I'm probably right usually, but it doesn't matter. That's life. But my point was, like, I told you, don't count it out. Like, who knows? Because I understand, and I know Bob understood at the moment. He was just kind of fucking around. But then, like, every single situation, even if it's with the same people, is different because it's different. The time is, even if it's tomorrow, your conversations are different with your friends and stuff like that. So I was like, why? Bro, don't put that on it. You don't have any idea, So, but our point behind even talking about this, sorry, my Rona voice is all raspy, but is that, like, we know the industry from different angles, right? So we know it from the business angle. We know from the artist angle. So it's not like those labels that are like, we'll sign you, give us half of your money. And then they do nothing. Like, we know the little tricks and the stuff to do. And so, I'm proud to say that we do that,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even like trying to pitch us right now. I'm just being proud of myself.
No, you know what? The part I didn't mention is through that whole entire 20+ year period that I just described, I was playing in bands, in those two bands, Shoe, we used to, there was a period of time through basically most of the 90s, almost all the 90s. We played 5 nights a week. We played all over the Northeast, like, road stories on top of road stories that I'm not going to tell.
We have all of the best stories that should never be told.
No, never, ever. Most of them I don't remember, honestly. But yeah, I don't honestly remember most of mine. And the ones I blocked from memory, I am certain I do not want to remember.
So why do you think, Bob, that artists have a tendency towards addictive substances, right? I don't know how else to say that. Like, drugs and alcohol and bitches and, like, gambling and, like, all that stuff.
All right, I know, what, people have a tendency towards those things. You
You're
know what I
right.
mean? And I
You're
think,
right.
and I think what happens with artists though, but I think that, I think there's never a white, just a black and white answer for anything. Like, I mean, if you think
Right.
about it, right? So yes, everybody's like that, right? And what I meant by saying that is that artists have they don't there's no buffer, there's less of a buffer anyway between their true selves and what they're showing to people, because that's kind of the gig, right? You're taking what's in here and you're going, "Bleh, listen to me and look at me and look at what I made." That's so you've got a thinner barrier between your emotions and the world. So you hide it. You're not as good at hiding it. You know what I mean? As an artist,
Right.
we don't hide ourselves. We don't hide our addictions. They're out there and they're in front of us.
Right.
So there's that. But I do think also that I think addicted personalities are addicted personalities for a reason. They're broken.
Right.
They're vulnerable, and
Right.
those people tend to lean toward the arts as well because we need a because we want to connect. It's that whole thing, man. The harder it is for people to connect with other people, the more they want to, and they find these pathways
Right.
into it. And unfortunately, those two pathways, one very healthy and beautiful art, and the other
Right.
substance abuse of any kind, right? In my case, it was alcohol, and mostly alcohol anyway. And
Mostly alcohol.
yeah, mostly alcohol. But they seem to go hand in hand. I'm thinking they go hand in hand because we're humans, and they do with everybody in humanity, and different
Right.
personality types lean more one way or the other toward those solutions, I guess. I don't know. I think
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you said something really, really good at the beginning of this, which is like they're people too. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, because that was kind of my point behind asking you that is that's kind of part of what our podcast is about. It's about showing that artists are just people, that kind of to break down the barrier of like, because you did also say though that like they have a little less of a buffer between their emotions and the outside world or something. And I agree, 50% of that, yeah. 50% of artists hide themselves and end up dead, or like very strung out on drugs or like it's a weird balance because sometimes the more vulnerable people do worse things, but sometimes hiding from yourself, not showing the true nature of yourself, is what leads to the addictive substances.
Well, you know what? Maybe I guess what I'm talking about is not even so much a barrier. I mean, maybe it's healthy. It's healthy coping mechanisms for life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so normal, healthy people have healthier coping mechanisms, and
Right.
maybe it's going for a jog every day or whatever. I don't know.
I'm
what
not going to
we'll do.
go
I'm
for
not
a
one of
jog
them.
every day. I will not be doing that anytime.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I won't either, by the way, but not for the same reason. But
no, yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know what it is. Maybe, we've just our artistic types have, they become artistic types because they're a certain kind of person, and that certain kind of person maybe falls into, the damaged, bad coping mechanism category, or maybe
Now,
I'm just talking about myself. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay, but let's rethink about that for a second, though. Is it a bad coping mechanism? Are we going to really put that onto it, or is it just a coping mechanism? Because you're a pretty good guy right now, right? And you used a quote unquote bad coping mechanism, but where would you be if you hadn't coped in some way at least?
Oh, sure.
Right?
No, but that's not, but that's kind of circular logic, right? Yes, it's important to have a coping mechanism, but some
Right.
are far better than others. And so
Sure.
I'm saying, so, and the one that I chose, right, or
Right.
that chose me for most of my young adult life. Now
Mhm.
I'm flattering myself by saying young adults, by the way. I mean, I quit drinking the last time when I was 46. So, so 6 years ago.
People are like, he's fucking 30.
No,
he's lying
no one
to us.
thinks that. I'm 52. But anyway, so the point though is that if I had chosen a better coping mechanism through those period of time, those 20 odd years, then would I be better off? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, I would.
You don't know that.
Well, I do.
I
Well, like
really-
I could just stick strictly to my physical being, right?
Okay,
You know,
if we do
my
physical, I agree
let's
with
just
that
talk
for
about physical
myself,
health.
too.
Exactly. I would physically. I mean,
100%.
yeah, I look okay on the outside, right? But you know, I've got I'm a 52-year-old man who drank and smoked way too much for
Right.
way too long. So I suffer the consequences of that. So mostly,
Yeah.
you know, heart stuff, that kind of thing. But
Right. And
anyway,
if
so
you-
yeah, it's tough.
And if you're we're obviously we're not saying never drink. Obviously, no, we're not saying that at all, because some people have healthy relationships with drinking. For instance,
I guess.
and-
I mean, honestly, I'm perfectly comfortable telling people don't drink. It's not worth it.
I mean,
Really,
sure,
I think it's
for some
it's
people,
pointless.
it's definitely not worth it. Like for me, like I don't drink because I outdrank myself. I think I drank so much that I decided I just don't want to drink anymore. But a great example of what I was saying is my friend here saw, like, he drinks beer every once in a while, and he is literally the same person when he drinks, and he drinks every once in a while. And like,
Mhm.
if you want to have a beer or a few beers after work, I don't know if that's bad, but if you're just anything, in my opinion, all of our audience needs to hear this, is anything that you can't go without other than like water and stuff like that, you know, you might want to think about it. Like
Sure,
I
yeah,
have
right.
come to the conclusion that I love caffeine and nicotine, and I'm fine with that being an addiction. Like,
Yeah.
it's still an addiction.
Yeah,
You
I can
can't
tell
lie
you.
to
As your
yourself and
friend,
say
I will
it's
tell you,
not.
you are addicted to both of those things.
Sure, and
Definitely.
I don't care because I've looked into my own life and said, yes, I'm fine with these things.
Right
You know,
on,
like,
man.
I'm fine with having video games as an addiction, you know, because I'm not
Mhm.
going out and, you know, doing crazy shit, which I have been that person. And
Mhm.
that person got hurt all the time because he fell off the scooter and he did this and he, you know what I mean, like drove the scooter down a flight of stairs. That's not a good idea. No one should
No,
no one should do
no,
that.
I
But
agree.
so, I mean, you know, everything that you can't go without, even if it's like cheese, like, just think about it. Do you want to be controlled by anything? I mean,
That's
I
right.
don't. I'm controlled by music, and that is true. And I'm fine with that. I've also looked at that and said, I'm fine with it. Like, I can't not listen to music. Like, my life, I play music in my bedroom when I'm in the other room playing video games with music on my head in my headphones.
Mhm.
Just in case I have to go grab something, I still want music to be playing.
Hey,
I know
man,
that sounds
if
insane,
being loved with the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be. That was
Right?
what was it? Arsenio Hall from Coming to America. But he said, if being in love with the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. But you're saying,
Exactly.
yeah, being addicted to music is wrong.
I mean, and then,
Wanna be
I
right.
mean, because why, I guess partially why the addiction thing is a great topic is like, why my year is so much better this year now, where I'm at now as last year. Like last year, right around this time, I had gotten off of Valium, which is like, I mean, like a time release Xanax type of thing. And I'd gotten off it like a month ago, or like, you know, June 6th. So it's like last year I was like,
2021.
yeah,
Right.
I was like super depressed and like, oh no, fuck, because it does that. And I knew that was coming, and that's fine.
Right.
But like, to be here now, when I did that hard thing, because I just, which no one told me to get off it, I was prescribed to it because I have anxiety, because
Right.
I used to have panic attacks my whole life. You know, just like literally, like you're in a store or you're one very interesting moment I remember is having a panic attack before going to the airport. Like, we're at the airport and we're going to get out of the car. Then I have a panic attack. I like to fly. Flying is great. If it was just we arrive and then I'm in the airplane, I wouldn't have had a panic attack. But it was like suddenly my body was like, well, fuck. So I was on that stuff for those reasons, and because when the pneumonia happened and my lung collapsed, I couldn't like calm down. Point being, I still chose to get off of it because I didn't want anything to control me. And if I think like a year ago, if I hadn't done that, where would I be now? Which we're reminiscing on this because my birthday is happening in
Right.
like
Yes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not
15
just
minutes.
rambling. But it's
Rambling.
like when you get off things like that and you look back, you're like, where would I be right now? You know, how would I be reacting to things? Obviously, everything that controls you is it's a choice. So for instance, I like me on caffeine. I didn't mind me on Valium, but like if I hadn't had it, I would have gotten sick. If I don't have caffeine, I probably would get sick as well. But I can find it
You get
anywhere
a
I
pretty
want.
bad, you get a pretty nasty headache. I know that.
I don't even feel. This is not true for me. I don't feel headaches. I've never had
Really?
one. But
Ow.
my grandma on my mom's side never had a headache her whole life. Like
Wow.
died not knowing what it feels like. I don't know what headaches feel like. Like I've
That's
never.
amazing.
That might be why I was able to get off of the opiates
Yeah.
the times that I did, because it's like that's probably a withdrawal symptom that I
It's like
didn't
the
have
first,
to-
it's like the first one. That's the first thing that happens. You start
There you go.
shaking and your head hurts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're sweaty and, not that I know anything about that.
Well, no, but I do, and I've explained it. It's terrible, but
Yeah,
is
no,
it
I
worth
do.
it? Like, well, I love looking back and thinking, like, what if I hadn't gotten off the methadone 2 years ago, right? So I did it in year increments. I was like, I want to get off this the same, but next year. So I
Mhm.
did. But like, yes, it's a fucking terrible shit show. Literally, shit on yourself show. But
Oh, man.
it's like worth it when you look back, because you don't
Right.
remember it. It's too traumatizing on the body. Like it's just a terrible thing, but it's so worth it to be able to run your own life and do whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah.
not what a drug or like an addiction wants you to do. So I mean, those are my thoughts.
Oh, I hear you, man. I had I quit drinking twice. Once I was younger, both, and then for various reasons I started again a few years later. But anyway, and then I quit again finally 6 years ago. But in both cases, the withdrawal, like the withdrawal, because I mean I drank when I drank. I mean I drink a lot.
Right.
I was a couple bottles of wine a day. I like drinking, and anyway, so when I stopped, talk about a shock to the system. I mean, your entire body just fucking hates you and itself. And
Right.
just
That's
is like,
exactly how I said
you
it.
just feel awful in every cell for like a month. I mean, it was a terror. I was just always shaken. I mean, like I said, granted, most people when they quit drinking would not feel like this because they didn't spend the 10 years
Some people,
previously
I know,
drinking,
yeah.
the equivalent of a case of beer every day. But
Right.
but I did. So, but anyway, so that was a sucky experience. I don't know why I'm telling that
No,
story.
we're just
but
talking
it's-
about, I don't know. No, but it's like
Yeah, but it was
something
awful.
to be proud of, because it's not only like,
I'm proud
the
that I
addiction
don't
of
drink.
them-
That's what I'm proud of.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
I
exactly.
was saying being proud of stopping doing things like that.
Yeah.
What it does, at least for me, if anyone's going through any of that right now, like you can reach out. There's also phone numbers that people will help. They're very helpful, But one thing I really realized is doing that made me have more self-esteem. It made me, from the first time I had
Sure.
to do it to the last time I had to do it, like it made me have a lot more confidence in myself, because I was like, I did this. Like no one can make you not be an addict. I don't know why House of Static is talking about addiction, but maybe someone out there needs to hear it tonight. Who knows? So when you do that hard fucking thing, it's like, guess what? Like I have my own back. That's a fucking great feeling, because then you can be in most any situation and feel comfortable, because it's like, shit, I accept myself because I know that I will do whatever it takes, which I don't know if everyone will be able to do it. You need to be careful.
Mhm.
Definitely be careful. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my little speech is like, it's worth it in many
Yeah.
ways, not only to not be addicted to something, but also to be proud of yourself and go, shit, I got big ass balls and no one can
Yeah.
take that away from me.
That's exactly right, man. That's 100% it. For me, drinking was always, it's lazy. It's me
Right.
being lazy. I've always known what's up here. You know what I mean? And I know
Right.
what I can do. And but you want to get away from that sometimes. You know what I mean? There's a crazy head with like just ideas spinning all the time.
Right.
So, and that's what I mean. It's a lazy man. It's a lazy way out. It's like, I don't want to think anymore. I'm just going to drink
Right.
myself stupid. And I'm
Exactly.
going to do that every day because that's a nice part of the day when I can just kind of be stupid.
Now,
And
let me
so,
ask you this. Did that ever fix anything that you were going through?
hell no, no. I
Exactly.
know alcohol caused every problem in my life.
Exactly. Sorry, I cut you off. I just wanted to
No,
make
I was
sure
done. I don't
people
think I could
realize
say more
that.
than I don't think I could say more than that. But no, I am not exaggerating when I say that every problem in my adult life was caused by alcohol. No doubt. Any problem that I've caused for sure was alcohol related or directly, induced. So yeah, no, it never made anything better.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't. No, because but in the moment you think because you're bandaging. I mean that is a different form of being so addicted to pain medicine that you're withdrawing from the pain medicine and it's making
Yeah.
you hurt more. So you're taking the pain medicine to help the withdrawal pain, but you still have the real pain because you're just taking care of the withdrawal pain. Like
Yeah.
just so the people that are watching that don't know me know, I'm in a wheelchair or a scooter thingy, and so I had a lot of physical pain. I still do. So I was on pain medicine as a younger lad, and I decided nope, fuck this. So
Right.
I was on a high enough dose. I had to get on methadone, and I got off both of those things, and then had to get off methadone again when I had my part of my lung removed because I was refusing to take pain medicine. They were like, okay, then at least take the methadone. So
Right.
I've done it. We're not just blabbing out of our mouths. Like
No.
we've been
No.
there, we've done it, and we know that even if you're doing it and you still have physical pain like me, I still have it. But not that anyone that needs to hear this is listening, but if they are, when you get off it, yeah, you still have physical pain, but to be completely brutally honest, the withdrawal pain makes the physical pain you go through in the rest of your life not that bad because
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what worse is. Like, so
Mhm.
literally it kind of fixed my level of what is bad, right? You
Mhm.
know, it's a thing in Buddhism, right? Called higher level of suffering. So when in Buddhism, like they talk about like, life is suffering, which I agree. But like if you know a higher level of it and you've experienced something way worse, something not as bad as that, it's not bad anymore because bad is up here, right?
Right.
So from the first time I got off methadone, like my physical pain ain't that bad because I know what bad is.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's
I'm
so
not
many,
there.
right? There's so many benefits to it. Having faith in yourself, being able to have a bit better pain tolerance. I mean, like all this shit. So I don't know why the fuck we've been talking about this, but it's
No,
a
but I
good,
know you're right. I'll tell you the lessons I've learned, and fortunately I've continued to learn lessons through my life, and even I'm an old middle-aged man now.
fortunate. Did you say
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunately or
I know.
fortunate?
I said fortunately.
Okay,
Fortunately, I've
good.
continued to learn things, and I've learned a lot of things, especially in the last 5 years of my life, 6 years since I quit drinking again, and and those, I don't know. I guess like the thing about why people drink or why they don't drink or why you quit or what you do, like it's going to be a little bit different with everybody. With me,
Right.
it's a strange thing because I never like sort of had it. I've sort of, my brain is always sort of a parallel, like the most arrogant asshole in the world and the most insecure little kid. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like those two, those that is my brain. Those two coexist constantly. And so that's it's not I never really wonder who I am. I just kind of like choose which direction do I want to go, which
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like, and the right way to go is better than both, and to grow as a human being and be a human being. So
Right.
join a human race, right?
Exactly. Wake
So
up
anyway,
and
so
join a
that's
human race. But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the
So I
reason
mean,
why
that's
we're talking about this is because like we talk to artists and you guys are artists that are watching and we're artists and this is just a real thing that
there you go.
very much brings humanity into art. It
Yeah.
brings your favorite artist down to a human level, and it's something that like we're being open and honest, saying we've struggled. And we're not saying, fuck you, you're a dumbass. We're saying, guess what? If you're a fan of our music, we've been through it. Maybe not what exactly you're going through, but we've made choices to get away from as many things as we can. We both love caffeine, love the fuck out of caffeine. But I mean, I have cases of caffeine. Like I literally, if I had a closet full of cocaine, or well, if it was a closet full of alcohol, there probably wouldn't be any left. And there also would probably not be a me left. So it's like, we just really think that it shows that, to me at least, and I think both of us, shows the human nature behind artists, right? It shows that like you mightn't think he's on top of the world. He lives in Hollywood and has a mansion and he has this and he has that, but like you don't know where he's at in his brain. Like he could be ready to kill
You're not talking about
tonight.
this he, by the way, because
No.
I don't have a mention.
I'm saying any artist that you guys look up to, right? Because it's like you never know where they're at. There are very content people such as Bob and myself, but there's also everything. Like it's the same as I say about cops. Like there are shitty cops and there are good cops because cops are human beings. So are artists. Just because we put, you could put a happy song out tonight and not be happy. Right. Because it takes like 6 months to go through the process and everything.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, and I've done it. I've put out like really upsetting songs when I'm in like a fucking great mood. But like, you also have to just put yourself in that headspace. So, Bob, I was going to ask you, how do you think your creation process and musical like process has changed when not using substances to reach the end result?
Oh, that's easy. I mean, honestly, well, I'm just better. I mean, I'm just a better player. I mean, the thing is, I'm a pretty good musician, right? I'm not Andre Segovia, but I'm a good guitar player and pretty good at other things too. But I'm sloppy when I'm drunk, and so I record, and I hear that when I listen to my old recordings and stuff, albums that I put out, I hear shit that I just would never accept now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even think about it. I'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ, got to fix that. But I'd be drunk and I'd convince myself that was, natural and, organic or human or whatever, and it's cool. That's cool like that. And it's not. It was just out of tune. It was just sloppy. It just was it's not cool, man. It would have sounded a lot better. I'm talking to, 32-year-old Bob now. You know what I mean? Like, but actually, a 32-year-old Bob was sober. 42-year-old Bob. He was 42-year-old Bob was drunk. Anyway, now I'm being silly. But the point is that it's pretty easy to tell you what's changed. I'm a much better player sober, and I'm and the real thing that I think matters. I mean, because that's an easy answer. The truth is, people will convince themselves they're better when they're drunk, but they're not. I mean, you'll take more chances when you're drunk because your inhibitions are lower, but your motor skills are just not what they are, and your synapses are not firing. You don't have the reaction time that's required when you're playing with other people, and you react in real time. You want to flow with it, and sober you can do that. But in recording though too, the same idea, same thing. I mean, like I said, when I'm a perfectionist when I'm really recording, but when I'm drunk, I'm not, so that's all.
What's funny is like, even though I don't do it drunk, you kind of explained my workflow to people through explaining how you work drunk, right? So 90% of all the music that we just showed people earlier is me making hella mistakes and then keeping them. But the difference is when you're sober and you do the stupidity like we do,
what sounds good.
It's good or not, and you can go, I'm gonna go with that, right? Like we explained that 3 of those songs were all from the same project window. That's mainly because I made mistakes on each of them. right? And then was like, oh God damn it, that's cool, right? And so I kept it, and I like started editing things out of it and making another song. And if you're doing it drunk, I don't think you would have the mindset of, oh shit, that could be this entirely new song. Not that
Right.
I'm saying I necessarily think it's terrible to drink every once in a while. I'm not saying that, but I am
No.
reiterating with Bob, like you should, if you really choose to write drunk, best thing anyone ever taught me about that was write drunk, edit sober. Like,
Yeah.
like,
That's an
but
old
then you have to
it's
not be an
a
alcoholic,
Hemingway. Yeah,
like,
that's right. Yeah. That's an Hemingway quote.
Right.
Ernest Hemingway has always said that. He said, right drunk, edit sober. And Ernest Hemingway killed himself. So you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there
There
you go.
you-
Like that is what
here's
that
your
is
sign.
exactly, and that is what I'm criticizing myself here, right? So this my entire life I would do that. I would glorify that, like Ernest Hemingway saying something
Right.
really cool and edgy and poetic and very Ernest Hemingway-ish. You know, he probably just killed a bull, got drunk, wrote a novel, and then edited it the
And
next
then he
day
killed
because he's Ernest
himself.
Hemingway. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because nobody's. I don't care. I'll say. So I was years ago. I was in therapy for various reasons, and I was talking to my therapist about something, and I was basically comparing. I was talking about famous people. I was saying how like
Right.
my idols, I didn't live up to my idols. I could never even, and
Right.
and yada yada. Young man, thinking himself bigger than he was. Anyway, so I was talking about that, and she said, and I was talking about like Einstein and MLK and and of course like musicians that I admire, Miles
Right.
Davis and Hendrix and people like that, and so anyway, so I was saying, and she just said, she's like, those people weren't those people. You know what I mean? She
Right.
said, like, Martin Luther King wasn't Martin Luther King. He was
Right.
Martin Luther King Jr., who's married and he had kids, everything, and he
Right.
did great things. And he did
Right.
great things. And he also, had bad days, and he was a normal human being. And that's the thing. John Lennon famously said when he was like basically, right before he was murdered, and he was like a pop god. I mean, he was such an icon, And so Rolling Stone or somebody was interviewing basically about how famous he was, and he was a recluse. He was living in his apartment and not making music or anything, and just being John Lennon, watching the wheels, And he just said, he's like, he's like, I get up, I get out of bed, I
Right.
go take a shit, and then I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
Yeah,
And it's that's it, man. So I guess I don't know how we got there, but
Well,
I know
no,
what you're
you're
saying.
right though. Like your idols, they live in your mind in a certain way, but that's only the way that they want. I mean, at least in our cases, I think me and Bob are the same. It's just the way we want to be perceived, right? I want to be perceived. I think me and Bob are the same. We want to be perceived as we are, right? So I'm very raw, especially on our podcast, because it's my fucking podcast and our podcast, so we can say whatever the fuck we want. But like,
Right.
those images you have of people, even if they're being themselves like us, it's still not them. It's not so. Like Bob was saying, like live up to your idol. Well, that's not who they were really, right?
Mm.
Like on a day-to-day basis. There's another saying, never meet your idol, right? Because especially in the age of like Instagram and everything like that, like people seem super happy in posts that I hung out with like a month ago that were not happy when they posted it. Because
Right.
that picture wasn't taken right then, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a fucking false. I'm not against
Yeah.
it. I think it's fine, but it's a false reality. That's
Right.
like a copy paste reality, right? Like
Yeah, maybe it's okay, but view it the same way you view, your favorite sitcom or TV drama.
right,
Like you're,
yeah,
what I mean? We all can easily separate reality from fiction when we know we're watching fiction. I mean,
right,
social media is mostly fiction. So look at it that way. I
correct.
mean, and yeah, you're right. That's
And it's
100%
half
true.
the time not
Everybody's
even
putting
run.
their brand out.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and sometimes it's not even ran. Most of the time, not ran by the person.
Mhm.
Like it's pre-done stuff that you just put on it. I don't know if you guys don't know this, but you can just like put it on a release timer or whatever, and it'll
Right.
just release your shit. So that person may be having like the worst day of their life, but it's posting some beach picture from like 2 months ago, you know,
Mhm.
so it's like, I mean,
I love that we're having this crazy, like, kind of meta moment here where we're 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 streaming live on every social media, talking about
Sure.
how crazy social media. Oh, it's all fiction, and don't believe a word you
Well, I
see on
mean,
social media.
sure, if
Oh, by
people
the way, how
don't,
you doing, social media?
right, I mean,
It's
hi,
just
social media.
it's true. It's
If
right,
you
right on.
didn't know because you didn't come in the beginning, I have the Rona, and so like that's part of my reality
Oh,
that you don't
it
see.
also it's your birthday now.
Oh, it's my birthday.
It's your
Also,
birthday.
now I'm
On the-
33 years old.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yes, I
Happy
did.
birthday.
I made it
Yeah.
another year with this motherfucker. We're doing cool shit, putting cool,
There you go.
best music of my life, dude. Every
Oh, me
fucking
too.
song, I'm like, this is the
Yeah.
best song. I love this
Mhm.
song. And then like we had got Matt around, we got Christian Cole
Yep.
around. That's one thing about our artists, bro. We have hands-on experiences with our art. I think that's fucking dope.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think that
Absolutely.
was just a collab effort of
Yeah,
our
I got
ideas.
it. I got a text just a little while ago. I noticed I got to I did respond. I got to respond to him still. Sorry, Christian. I am respond. I'm going to respond to him right now.
Okay.
I won't respond to him now because we're on the thing. But he asked, "Ever tried your hand at making Latin acoustic tracks?" So there you go.
Exactly.
Christian Cole texted me saying, "Can you make me some Latin acoustic music?"
And we're going to do
Sure.
that. Why not?
Yeah, well, the question then would be, what do you know, define Latin? What flavor of Latin? Are we
Sure,
talking about
sure,
salsa, son, or bossa nova? You know what I mean? There's a
Well,
lot of
just
different
to show,
styles.
right, just
Calypso.
to show people kind of our workflow with like the artists we already have,
Mhm.
and ourselves. You know, if what we'll do with Christians to go, you know, send us some examples rather than being like,
Right.
oh, what does it mean to you? The
Right,
easiest
yeah,
way
yeah.
to do that in we
Mhm.
do this is like send us a few examples of what you are talking about. Which the
Mhm.
answer is obviously yes, but then we need to know like what does he want? You know,
Right.
because we have a majillion guitars over there. We got an electric drum set over there. Got that thing with that thing, and like this whole thing you guys cannot see. So it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just a great
Yeah,
experience, you
there's a
know.
bunch of there's a keyboard in front of me. There's I got
But
I
also,
got
I
got a
think
ukulele around here somewhere
want
too.
to
Oh, there it is on
say
the wall.
want to say to anybody that's watching that doesn't necessarily create or whatever, like we were also you at one point. Just keep that in your mind. We were you going, do I want to do music or whatever it is you want to do? And like sitting there, okay, to be frank with Bob, not Frank, I wanted to play the drum, right? So I'm a
Mhm.
14-year-old, very handicapped man. And I'm like, I want to play the drums. Well, my parents bought me a drum set. They bought, I don't know, you know, it's not great. It was not a great drum. It was very not great, but they still go, okay, cool, we'll do it. Right. And then now I'm me. I don't know any other way to say that and not
That's
sound
right.
conceited. But
No,
like
it's
it's
just
like I went from
Yeah.
wanting to do something and my parents not even knowing how the fuck that was going to be possible.
right.
And
Yeah.
then like Joel Nix, who's been on our program and he works with us. Nick, shout out Nick's Films.
Word up.
Yeah, he did Christian Cole's video. He did my
It's
video
awesome.
that'll be coming out eventually.
It's awesome.
But I grew up with him and my parents decided to buy a drum set and I fucking learned because Joel played drums and kind of like set him up randomly in front of me incorrectly. And then I somehow learned how to play drums with one hand, playing everything anyone else could.
One of these days we got to pull that video up and show it on the show here so people
Oh, right.
can see you doing it. It's the coolest thing.
It's insane.
I didn't know Kilo yet. I mean, just like I think just from email and stuff. I was writing
I
about
think
one
you
of his.
wrote about me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was writing about one of your records, and we just started talking via email and stuff. Anyway, so I ended up watching this. I've talked about this many times on here before, if anybody's watched. But I watched a video that he had done. It was a promotional video for Icon Collective, the school he went to. But it's an interview with Kilo. It's basically like 5 minutes with Kilo, and he's just the coolest, most impressive dude I had seen in a long time. I was like, that guy is just. I remember I showed it to Sarah, who Kilo knows now. Is Sarah's my girlfriend, and you know, and so we're all close now. But I showed the video. I'm like, look at this guy. He's awesome. I'm like, this guy's in a wheelchair and he played but there's him playing drums in a metal band. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's freaking awesome. You know, and now he's a producer making EDM. And I was like,
I
that's
mean,
cool as shit. That's a
exactly.
true story. I was like, this guy's fucking cool.
And
And
point
you
being,
know,
if
then
I
we got to be
sat there-
friends.
yeah, I mean, I sorry to cut you off. I'm just
Yeah,
trying
that's
to,
awesome.
like, I was going to say, like, the, like, if I sat there and thought to myself, I cannot do this. Like, why would I even try? Blah, 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 whatever. Some people that listen to this eventually may be thinking to themselves right now. I mean, why not try? What?
Right.
Because I just
Exactly.
explained like the dope shit me and Bob have and stuff.
Yeah.
But I want you to realize we were where you are now, or worse.
Yeah.
Me being very crippled, not being able to really use my legs very much at all, and now like, other than me fucking up my leg because I jumped my scooter down a flight of stairs. Um, I can now move my legs around. I'm much more mobile. You know, drumming was a very healthy thing for me, but my brain never thought no, right? Like,
Right.
obviously, I know there's monetary problems people have. They're going to need a drum set, you know, whatever,
Right, sure.
but don't let go of that dream. If a
Right.
crippled dude, if a crippled dude from Tulsa, Oklahoma can end up being an EDM producer in California that, you know, plays drums and shit, like, just try.
Right
Fucking
on, man.
try. I mean, I
Right.
don't know why I'm giving a motivational speech now, but I am. It's
It-
worth
it-
trying. And if you don't like it, if it's too much work and you don't like it, stop. But the reason why we got good at what we got good at isn't because we're
Yeah.
talented. I don't think I'm talented, actually. I think I
Yeah, you're
love
mistaken in
what
that
I
area, but
do. Well, I
Mm.
love what I do so much that I overdo it. Like, you know, Les Brown said, like, told a story about this like guru guy who, this bodybuilder guy was like, I want to be, you know, I want to be fit, I want to make a lot of money, I want to be successful. And so the guru guy's like, okay, meet me, you know, at the beach at, you know, in the morning or whatever. And so when they got there, they waded out into the water, and the guru guy like dunked him and held him under the water, and like held him under where he almost couldn't breathe, and pulled him back up. And he was like, what did he say? He said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And like, that is very, I'm almost in tears because it's such a great
Yeah.
story. But it's like, I'm sure it's a fake story, but it's like Les Brown, I think it's him, says like, some of you would rather sleep more than you want to succeed. Some of you would rather party more than you want to succeed.
right.
Some of you, you know, and it's like, for us, it's not that we're talented. I know I'm not talented because Bob will say I am, but Bob hasn't seen the immense amount of man hours it has taken to get to where I am.
Well,
I'm
you know
just
what? That
stubborn.
you're like, well, you're like Derek Jeter. You know what I mean? That's Jeter. He wasn't.
Right.
He's famously not. I mean, obviously, he's tall, athletic. You know,
Right.
he's got some natural abilities, but he isn't the natural. He was the greatest because he practiced all the time, because he worked hard constantly from day one
Right.
until the end of it. You know.
Right.
And so yeah, so that's, you know, there's no shame in that, man. You know what I mean? You're just, you
Right.
know,
Right.
working at it all the time. It's the shit, you know.
But the point of that it being is me telling people, if you try it and you don't like it that bad, don't do it. Just don't.
Right. Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
you're thinking of doing, from watching this painting, anything you want, whatever you want, it doesn't even have to be art. If you don't literally want to do it so bad that you would do it and make no money off of it for the rest of your
Yeah.
life, you're not going to get to where we are, because you don't have that crazy feeling of like, I'm not me without,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. And yeah, it's yeah, no, you're 1,000% right. You know, I mean, I spent years and years doing something I really well, I mean, I don't want to make it sound bad. I accomplished a lot. I made some great friends.
Right.
I accomplished some really things I'm really proud of. And, you know, for a good industry, I worked in child support. I basically ran systems that process child support payments for kids. And I worked that ran
Well, that's
the
being
one in New York.
successful.
Yeah, right in New York, and then I helped set them up around the country. So it was a cool job, and in a lot of ways, I accomplished a lot of great things. So I'm
Yeah.
proud of that. But
You should be.
the day to day of working in corporate America just doesn't fit me. It
Right.
doesn't fit my mind,
Right.
my personality, what I want to, how I want to spend my day, and how I want to, you know. I don't, if I want to just like, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to write a paper for a day, or I'm going to I'm going to
Right.
write, I'm going to make a song, or I'm going to do this or whatever. And I'm That's what I want to think about right now. That's what I
Right.
want. That's what I
Right.
want this brain focused on. And I don't want to be in a conference call, and I don't want to,
Right.
I don't want to go in a meeting, and I don't want to like, make a policy about, dress code or some shit. I don't care. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, I mean, that's the thing. And it's not, I'm not talking out of school because everybody knew at the time I was bad at it. Everybody knew I didn't like it. I didn't like that
Right.
stuff, but fortunately I was good at the actual job, the technical stuff that I loved, but as I got better, as you succeed in corporate America, you get promoted away from the thing you actually love and you're
Right.
actually good at. So I love technology. It's not just music. I love technology. I love the wires. I love everything about connecting things, and I love old technology. I got my old phone here. I got my old rotary phone that works. I could call you on it right now.
One of those. That's
It's awesome. Yeah. So I just love technology, and I always loved being an IT guy, and I was very good at it. And because of that, yeah, I got promoted away from it, So then
Right.
I was just a pencil pusher, and some people love doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't belong there. So anyway, so the point of that story is that this, the trying, and that they always, for me, it's like there are a number of things that happened in my life in these last few years, and so I quit the job a year ago. But it was really when I quit drinking 6 years ago, and about a year before that, no, not before that. So a year after that. So I quit drinking 6 years ago, and then about a year later, my father passed away, and so that was tough. And my dad and I were really close. And but there were a lot of good things about that. He saw me quit drinking, which was awesome. But a lot of these things and then I had a lot, like Kilo, talks about some of the friends he's lost, and I've had a lot of friends die in the last 10 years of my life, more than you would think. I mean, sure, I'm 52, but I'm not 72. You know what I mean? There more people than should have died, have already died. And so it gets you, because of everything we talked about here tonight, because everything about drinking and drugging and everything else, and the devastating effect it has on people and their lives and their bodies. So so anyway, all of that kind of you to me, right? Like for this to matter, to make any sense, to exist for any reason at all.
Right.
Is to grow. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, to be better at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
We were talking the other day, Kilo. We were talking about viruses, because you got the Rona, and we were joking about that, and about what viruses are, and I was talking. I'm getting nerdy, and I was talking about the science of it. A virus is a strand of DNA encased in a protein, crystal shell kind of thing, proteins around DNA basically. And then the virus goes in, the protein tricks the cell and says, let me in, and your job is to make more of this DNA. And then the cell says, okay, sure. And then boom, makes a whole bunch of viruses, spits them out through your body. And the sickness is your body's reaction to this infestation of these. But the point of the story is a virus has one purpose, the only goal,
Create.
Yeah, just more viruses. There's nothing else. And we joke that people are like that too, right? Because that's what
I wasn't
not joking, right? No, but I mean, like the nature of the people in humans' relationship to the planet Earth, for instance, and this is the whole Terminator concept. That we make the robots smart enough to realize that we are the virus, and if they want to help save Earth, they have to get rid of the virus. That's us humans. Right. So anyway, that's like the premise, right? So, but really, where we're not, right? What makes us not viruses, right? Is that desire to be better, the desire to grow personally, not to replicate, but to be more within ourselves, and not just within ourselves, but in connection to the universe and around us, like to understand our place in it and become part of it, and really I realize our place in it. That's existence, I think. So that's how we're not viruses. If we do that, if our goal is to grow, then we're not viruses. If our goal is to simply survive and replicate, then then we're just a virus then.
Right. I mean, and in all reality, the Earth wouldn't die. if you really think about it.
I
Just
know.
like the
Or it's gonna-
atmosphere and stuff, but the Earth itself would still be a rock floating through space.
Yes,
This-
unless we explode the planet, right?
Right.
It'll be here
Like,
for
we
5
explode
billion
the
years.
planet.
In about
gonna
5
be-
billion
yeah.
years, the sun, if everything goes as most solar systems do, right, or star systems, I should say, solar because it's the name of our sun. But if they go in this, the pattern is supposed to, then in about 5 billion years, the sun starts expanding and gobbles up the first 3 or 4 planets, and that's us. And
Right.
it basically fries everything else, and then eventually will collapse upon itself and become like a white dwarf, and then a black hole, or what,
Oh,
or the other
yeah.
way around. I think a black hole is the final,
I
is
don't
the end
even
result.
fucking- Black holes confuse the living shit out of me.
Well, they should. And the crazy thing is now, because they confuse everybody, right? Nobody, the greatest minds in history don't know what a black hole is. They just say they know what it does. They don't know how or why it shouldn't.
Right.
The universe doesn't work that way. You can't, because what a black hole is just a space. So there's a point, so an infinitely small, infinitesimally small point that is so dense, and it's so dense gravitationally that it pulls everything toward it, and it accelerates it at faster than the speed of light. That is impossible because it does it with matter, not just energy. And that's why it's impossible, because mathematically, matter accelerated at the speed of light will become infinite. If you do that math, there's a calculation, and it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
How can matter can't be infinite? Of course, and the whole, if that means if you took a piece of sand and sped it up the speed of light, mathematically, it would become the universe, right? It would become everything. And that's not possible. And that's not what would happen, because we know that's not what would happen, because black holes accelerate things past the speed of light. We just don't understand. Nobody knows why or how. And if they do know, I haven't read it. So there you go.
That is insane.
Isn't that crazy?
And if you're going through something right now that's not obviously life threatening, just remember, you're on a fucking giant rock spinning through space.
There you go. Right.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Right. And they just found a parallel universe. They actually literally
Wait, what?
like that's
Excuse me?
the, I don't even understand this one, but it's true that NASA, like just like a week ago, they posted pictures of it. This is an image of another universe, not another galaxy. They see galaxies all the time, another universe. It's a whole new collection of galaxies. And theoretically, that ball of universe would function on a completely different universal laws. I mean, there, things like gravity and everything else would be a completely different, definition.
That's insane.
That's wild.
It's insane.
wild, man.
Meaning that,
And if there's one, there's probably infinite more. So,
Right, and how-
existence is infinite.
how do we know? Like, yeah, that's crazy to think. Like, I am in this universe, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm in this one. There's another one somewhere, but I'm in this one right now. Like,
And,
that's
and that
fucking
and,
insane.
and that concept of being in a universe anyways, because we don't even know how big the one we're in is. It's infinite, but then it's apparently not, because there's another one over there. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't know why we're
But
rambling.
no,
I'm rambling on about
my
this, but
point about that was just like the trivial shit you're worrying about right the fuck now, whoever you are, doesn't fucking matter. Sorry to
Right
burst the
on, bro.
bubble.
No,
When
that's
it comes to the universe and I was just talking one universe, now we're talking more than one. It doesn't fucking matter if you got the wrong color, whatever, and they didn't give you the right condiments on your burger. Doesn't fucking matter. Don't
Amen,
point being,
brother.
don't make it your universe, right? You can take a little thing and make it
Mhm.
so focused on this one thing that it becomes your universe, and then it consumes you like a fucking black hole. I mean,
Yep.
I've done it. Everyone's done it. You get in the wrong relationship, or you whatever, like it consumes you like a black hole would, where it's like just infinitely everything around you when nothing around you changed. The day that I
Right.
came into this studio with the Rona was no different than the day without. I mean, other than me personally, but it itself in
Hmm.
existence on the planet did not change. Right. And that's something I try to keep in mind whenever I'm upset about shit. It's like,
Mhm.
hey, guess what? This is still my favorite TV show, or my, whatever.
Right.
It's still
Yep.
just as good today as it was a week ago when my girlfriend and me were together, or whatever. Like, that's not a true story, but like
Mhm.
people need to keep that in mind. I don't know.
Absolutely, man.
Infinite wisdom from the birthday man.
And it's
Like,
beautiful.
I mean, because I could be pissed off, right? I can't go party on my birthday, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm not going to go spreading things to other people. You know, it's my birthday. When did this happen to me? No, I've never said that. Bob can attest that I've never said
Nope.
that. Like, it's like,
No.
okay, so what? Fucking doesn't make
I
it
I asked him
true.
if he wanted to do it. I didn't think he'd want to do this tonight, because
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Rona.
I mean, no, but on that aspect, as a joke, I'm saying my body is not habitable by things it doesn't want because I have so much caffeine and vape in my body. Anything that comes in is like, oh God, get it away from me. I'm just gonna,
This ain't
ah!
right.
So I'm just joking, guys. So be
Not really,
careful
man.
with
You do
that.
drink a lot of caffeine and,
Oh,
and
I
do a
drink
lot of
all
vaping.
even my water. I drink caffeine water. So there's
Fine.
that. But that's the lifestyle
Awesome.
I've chosen to have.
I,
So
I'm not judging, man. This is a cup of coffee right here. So, and it's after midnight and I got a cup of coffee. So there you
I
go.
know,
And I'm
well,
going to have
you
another
are-
one when I'm done.
you are on a podcast right now, so I mean, I assume you need some caffeine. You know?
I'm also a nut and I drink caffeine. I drink coffee I will have another cup when I go to bed and
Oh,
then
yeah.
and go to sleep.
Me,
That's just how I
me
am.
too, dude.
Mm.
So I think my new song is out.
Yes, it is.
We
Yes,
should
it is.
check.
And we should we should probably we're going on 2.5 hours now. We should
Oh, yeah,
probably
we-
wrap it up
We
soon.
should show them the music and then play the question game, and then we're
The question game, right on, man.
So
Are you
yeah,
enjoying
it's
your birthday, by the way?
wonderful? It's
Awesome.
wonderful.
Awesome. I am as
Great.
well.
Thank you so much. It's great.
Awesome. All right, let's see. I'm gonna pull up. I was gonna say our new song. I feel like everything's ours, even that even the
Right. This is what I was thinking about this last.
I didn't
night.
even work out
This
this
is
one. This
like
one's
the
not
one-
mine.
This is probably like the one only me song that's gonna come out
Yeah.
in anytime soon. Like at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, we have a couple that are coming out as the primary artist, but I'm on them
Right.
or Matt's
Or
on them or
Matt's on
whatever.
'em.
Yeah.
Kristen
all right.
Andrew,
All right, but here we go. Okay, so
see if you can put
there it is.
the Spotify link on the screen so they see the album and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
how can I do that?
no, just like share your screen and just play it on Spotify so they're not looking at us.
I know that's what I was gonna do. I just didn't know if the sound was gonna be good that way. You know what I mean? Well,
You
I'm
could
gonna
just
try
pop
it.
it up there and then play the actual track.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna do that. All right. All right,
I'm
hold on.
excited.
All right, so let's see. I don't know what this is going to sound like, but I'm going to share that screen, and then I don't think it's going to do it though. I don't think it is. Let's
Well,
see what we can do.
Okay.
Portion. Let me see. I'm going to check something out. Content from second camera, PowerPoint, portion of screen, video. Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's
Portion of screen. We'll try that. All right. Oh, and
we got this.
I don't. This is not what I want.
Aha.
Oh, that's not what I want.
There
Stop.
it is
Stop.
though. Oh,
All
man.
right. Yeah. But I think I got it now. Basic. Okay. We want to do screen. And then I bet you once I'm on there, it'll tell me I can like change the,
There
audio
we
or something.
go.
All right. So let's see. All right. So this is
The new song.
it's like the microphone. I think this is what I would want to pick. Stereo mix. I think this.
How did you play it before? How did you been playing music tonight?
I think I'm gonna get this right now.
Are you frozen? Oh no. Okay, we cannot hear you. We can't hear anything.
And he said, I don't think now's a good time to go.
It's no. It sounds terrible. I don't know what I'm hearing. How about this? They already saw the cover. No talking. What? 1 second. I'm trying to interpret them. Yes, good job. I like I like pumpernickel as well.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't telling you not to talk. I was just saying, I'm sorry, basically. I was
I have
apologizing.
no idea what it was doing. I was like,
But what I means is I can play the audio, but I can't share the screen apparently. I
play
gotta
the audio.
that'll be next. And what we really need to do is prepare like video. We're gonna be planning ahead of time and like have a video file with the audio in it and then share the video file. But that's for the next time.
Don't
right,
worry,
let's-
I already saw the doggy on the screen.
And there you go. Okay, cool. All right, let me share.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now. You ready? Wait.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, hold on. I gotta fix this now.
And it's out
I'm
on
doing.
all streaming services,
I'm
guys.
getting it. I'm getting it. I'm
Yeah.
getting it. All right, computer audio. You ready? Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Still wonky.
And he said, I don't.
Try
think
turning it up.
now's
It might be just the volume.
Oh, okay. I got it.
And he said, I don't think now's a good time to go.
Obviously, guys, it's sounds a lot better when you're listening to it yourself. So, yeah. You could turn it up a little bit.
And up.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Like that bass dog. Let's just let them listen to it. It doesn't matter.
And I thought it wasn't a good time. It's the perfect time.
Fecal matter. Go.
It was so outside. It's the perfect time. And I thought
Fecal matter.
I mean, I laughed.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, there we go. I can't hear you.
I was just joking. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, can you hear me?
Oh yes. It's all
All
part of my master plan. No, so that's the song that comes out tonight.
It's out now. That was,
oh,
you know why that, that wasn't as loud is because it's I was playing it on Spotify. Yeah.
Spotify
should-
does that.
Yeah. I had it cranked all the way up. It's just that's
It
as
does,
loud,
yeah,
loud as
it's
it got.
I don't know why it's
Yeah.
like that sometimes. Anyways, go listen to it on whatever your favorite streaming platform is. Kilo House, kilohouse.com. Kilo, in
Kilo,
the
yeah,
house.
Clio Static. Yeah, there you go. And the houseofstatic.com
Yeah, yeah.
and kingmattblack.com, all kinds of .coms out there.
Yes, all of them.
Staticdive.com.
Yes, exactly. Why we know we have to plug ourselves. That sounds horrible, but that's what we were doing. So welcome
Right.
to the plugging session. So now to the on to the funnest part and my favorite part of every episode. And this isn't even an episode. This is just me and Bob having a good time and I guess talking about drugs and
All right.
depression and
Good times. Yeah, good
all
times.
all of the things that make artists make what they make.
Right on.
Leads up to the
Tacos.
wonderful part. Yeah,
Tacos.
absolutely. I don't even know, dude, bro. I don't know if you guys can see this. I found this shirt in my drawer today. I don't know what it said exactly. It said something like
The cards,
not-
the cards, your
not the cards you're dealt. It's how you play them, I guess. is
oh
what it
yeah,
says.
right on.
But I didn't know I owned this. That is the burden of almost dying. Obviously, I own it because I cut it, right? This was not freshly cut. This came out of my drawer like this. But I don't remember buying this. So happy birthday to myself right now.
There you go.
So, but
And
to
you,
the-
but your my present hasn't shown up yet, has it? Yeah. So
No.
maybe
it
tomorrow.
showed up to Kentucky.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
it's
We're-
it's on its way to Burbank. I just
Got
hopefully
it.
it'll be there tomorrow.
I'm
Anyway,
very
ki-
excited.
All right. Go. So continue now to the
No, yeah,
question.
to the part of the show why I sit here the whole time because it's my favorite part. No, I'm just kidding. I love it all, but it's my
Yeah,
favorite part. We always ask random question, and we always ask an industry question, and we're gonna do it now. Who goes first?
You can go first. How about that?
What
Birthday
is
boy
your-
goes first.
What is the thing you think is your greatest personal accomplishment musically? Yeah, there we go.
Music. Okay. Greatest
like-
personal accomplishment
Like,
musically.
it doesn't have to be like a big accomplishment. It's personal, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a tough one because you always think like, the last thing you did is the best thing. And in a lot of ways it is if you're doing it right. I mean, if you're always getting better, then the last thing you did is the best thing you did. But I get some favorites along the way,
It doesn't have to be a song. It can be anything you've
Yeah,
done.
yeah. No, there are a couple of like there's a line in and it's actually I think I recite it in that weird file I sent you today of me just talking
I'm
and saying
very happy about
yeah,
that.
yeah. So one line I say in there is one of the best lines I ever wrote in a song, probably the best line, which is from my song Bored Young Guys, which is a good song from my band Shoe. And I say, I'm as tough as nails, but she breaks those all the time.
I did not hear you say that.
Yeah. So that, and maybe, you know what, that's on the one I haven't sent you yet. That's on the
Ah.
five, that's of like inspirational things. It's not inspirational actually, but it's a clever
Oh,
little
it
thing.
is
And
inspirational.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got layers of meaning there, and I like that. And so that line is one of them. And Zen Seeds is a big
yeah.
one.
That
So Zen
song
Seeds
is
is, I'm
fucking awesome.
very, very proud of Zen Seeds. And
Isn't that the one where I was
yeah,
like,
that's it.
were you quitting drinking at this time?
Yeah. It's just that the whole crux of that song, the real heartbeat of that song is just a simple little
Right.
do 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 do, just a sad little melody. It's just like I
So
don't remember what it
fucking-
is. It's just like it's like 80 CF or something like that. But it's a da 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 da, and it's I don't think I knew it at the time, but then later on when I figured out what I was playing, I'm playing it in I think a Lydian scale, which is
It's a great song.
it's a very kind of emotional, sad scale, and it's just perfect. It's really that song really every time I hear it, and then like it made me
yeah.
play that sad little melody, made me play all the other parts so much better. So like it's got like my favorite guitar solo I've ever done on it. And it's not
Right.
even that. It's not some
Song is
flash. It's nothing flashy or anything. It's the second. There's two guitar solos in the song because it's instrumental, and the first one's got like wah wah guitar on it. And it's cool. And it's got an envelope actually, not a wah wah. And the second one is just a clean that guitar right there, and me just playing a smooth, kind of sad little jazzy blues. And it's really, I think it's the best solo I've ever done. So that's the big one. That one, that's those two songs, Bored Young Guys and Zen Seeds. How about that? I probably wouldn't have thought that those would be the ones I said either, but that's probably right.
Right.
So
Well,
I'll go with that.
I mean, I have to admit, Zen Seeds is so good that I called Bob the other day when I was allowed to go outside, and I was walking my dog, and I was like, bro, we gotta like, this song is just so good. I had to come on my phone for some reason, like when I was listening to Spotify, and I was like, God, oh my God, this is so amazing. And I was just thankful that I got to have any part of it, because I mixed and mastered it, and it's a great song. He is not bragging right now. It's one of those songs
It is.
that just like kind of flows so well, and it's so unique, and it just has so many big changes to it, yet it still feels like the same song. So go listen to it. The Static Dive, Zen Seeds, very great song.
Oh, thank
so
you.
now I have to answer my own question.
Yes.
Well. I think my answer is actually not a song. I'll give two answers. It's graduating icon is a big deal to me because out of the tons of people in my class, 5 of us graduated out of my class. But the whole class was overpacked the first day. There were people sitting like on the steps because we had like a huge auditorium rooms kind of for the classroom so that we can have the teacher in the front with the big rocket speakers in the front. And like, it's all like padded walls, blah, blah. We were overpacked. And then by the end of it, there were 5 of us, or it's maybe 6. And so it's like, but that happens all the time, right?
It's an expensive mistake. It's an expensive mistake to fail out of a school like that. You know,
I don't know if it's like this now, but when I went there, like there are rules, and if you break them, you're gone. Like you're gone.
It's crazy.
And if you don't want to do all the hard work that they force down your throat, which I enjoyed the forcing of the things into my throat. Wait, okay. Anyways, no.
Anyway.
I mean, like, if you're not willing to do the immense amount of effort, and you're not willing to abide by very minimal, in my opinion, rules, right? Like don't do drugs on campus, don't drink, or like I don't even know. It was so minimal, you could do whatever the fuck you wanted. So why are you gonna break the few little teeny rules just to be stubborn, right? So I'm very proud. That's a huge accomplishment to me. Another huge accomplishment, I guess I have 3. The second one that's a big deal to me, shout out Bernie. Bob knows Bernie kind of. Bernie has a signed like poster of mine on his wall in his office. And I gave it to him as a personal, like, I love you, Bernie. Like, you know, I printed some off and signed them for a few people. Nick, who's been on our show, Joel, I think Joel got one. If you didn't get one, bro, I'm sorry. Maybe Joel didn't get it, but having Bernie take that and be proud enough of it to hang it like in the doorway of his office, pretty big accomplishment in my opinion. When I went to our new building, I was like, Bernie, how do I find you? You know, like it's huge. We have a huge building now. It's like a fucking warehouse. It's beautiful. Bernie's like, just look for your fucking logo. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. You know, like look for your fucking picture on the wall. And I was like, great. So that, and then also having a podcast and a label and being able to release music anytime I want, and having a friend that I can go play guitar now. You know, like the third one is a biggest accomplishment, because if you think back to when you're a kid and you want to do music, you wouldn't think you'd have all these things at your disposal, you know, because when you run your own label, you have the opportunity to do more things, right? You don't have to like wait for them to okay things. You can have, you know, Joel, we're still not done with my video, but I mean, you do your videos now, so it's a huge deal that I wouldn't have even written down as something I want to accomplish. back in the day, I'd be like, who the fuck would want to listen to me talk about music? I don't know shit. Now I do know shit. Now I know shit enough that I can just fuck shit up on purpose and it
Right.
sounds decent. So there we go. That's my answer. I think I like the third one the most, probably because of what you said. It's my newest accomplishment. So it's like something I live.
Well,
every day.
Well, there you go. I mean, honestly, I was talking about Zen Seeds. It represents that to me. It represents this like year of creativity to me. It's like
That
the
was
best.
one of the
It's like the
first
best thing
ones-
that. It's
I
just.
think that
yeah.
was the first one that I put like a fuck ton of my own creativity behind.
Mhm.
Because there's
Oh,
some
yeah, it's
guitars that have like
beautiful.
super duper automation on the delay, right?
Mhm.
And the reverb and stuff to kind of give it have each tail end of like his guitar like go different places,
Right.
and stuff like that. I didn't speed it up or put trap beat. Don't worry, guys.
No,
Yeah,
no,
like
it's
a Zen song, but like I did a lot of sculpting the song, so it's a
Mhm.
huge. That's a great accomplishment. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh fuck, I did do
Absolutely.
some stuff on that. Like
Oh,
when I'm
that wasn't done. I couldn't figure out how to
Really?
finish that song until I gave it to you and you mixed it. Like it
oh,
was.
didn't I make an ending for it or no? I don't remember. So much music.
Oh, yeah, I already know that one. You just mixed it, but you mastered it. But
So
you
good.
but yeah, you kind of you made me realize that what I had was already beautiful. I was just, I couldn't figure out how to finish the song. And I just gave it to you to mix it. And you didn't add
Right.
anything. You just made it sound better and made it sound like what it was. And all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, it's already done. It's beautiful,
Right. I mean,
And
that's
it was great.
that's why I love being an engineer because it's like you take people's wonderful ideas and you bring it to life. It's like being a
Mhm.
doctor that births a song. Funny, we're talking about it on my birthday, but it's like that. You take
Yeah.
it and you say, "This is what you belong. This is where you belong. This is what you're going to be." And luckily,
Yeah.
I work with people like mainly Bob now, or I mean Christian Cole and the other guy, but like I work with people who are
The
kind
other
of
guy.
under the other guy,
The other guy, the weirdo.
that one
over
guy.
there. Yeah.
the very strange man that I love a lot. Please don't
Right
hurt
on.
me. But no, yeah, like they are not afraid to tell me like, hey, bro, nope. Like fucking take that reverb off there. Like Christian has said that to me numerous times about his vocals. You've
Mhm.
said that because I guess I'm in love with the reverb. But
But it's cool at times. I mean, and the reverb's great, and you do it better than anybody. But you
90%
have sometimes
of
put.
Zen Seeds is reverb. The
Yeah.
whole
Oh yeah.
song
Perfect.
is just
Exactly. It's
reverb.
perfect. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Mhm.
So right
Your
on.
turn for an industry
Oh yeah, I was gonna
question.
say, where are we? Yeah, I gotta ask a question.
You
Okay.
industry question,
So-
then me random question, then
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
and then
All right.
birthday.
All right.
Gotta
I
get
got
a
one.
little birthday caffeine, bro.
I
Okay.
got one, man. I got one, man. So this is in light of both the fact that we're making all this music in different genres and everything, and it's your birthday, so it's not the end of a year; it's the beginning of a new year.
Yeah.
It's looking forward, right? And so what style of music have you not done yet that you want to? What's next? What's the next genre of music you want to tackle?
Ooh. That's a hard question to answer, considering we are still working on tackling whatever the fuck we can. I answer it with something that we're already trying?
Sure,
Like,
of course.
Do you want a new thing completely?
That's what you interpret the question any way you
I
want.
will
It's your
interpret the
answer.
question the way out.
Right.
Technically, I've always wanted to do dubstep, but I can't do it. My brain doesn't work like that. I can't do four.
I love
drums.
dubstep. Yeah,
I love-
dubstep's cool.
I started EDM loving dubstep and going, I want to do dubstep, blah, blah. Actually, I started wanting to do big room, but then I did big room enough. But then I was like,
Mhm.
okay, time to do other things. But I mean dubstep, but I don't really feel like that's it's weird to say this, but I feel like the people doing dubstep out there right now, for instance, someone from my class, his name is Company with a K. You guys should look him up. He's very dope, super cool guy, Kyle. Like I think the people like Company and stuff out there right now are fucking killing it, and that I will not add any benefit to that genre. It would be me trying to copy people because I like dubstep. Well, since I like dubstep, why don't I just fucking listen to what they're doing? So, in that respect, I still have to answer the question. We're working on a genre right now with lots of yes, Company, I love you. He's a great guy. Kyle is,
There you go.
he's one of the few that made it through. He makes sounds for oh, fuck, I'm gonna get this wrong. He makes sounds for a company, or he used to, and just a great sound design person, which I am horrible at sound design. So
Mhm.
but my
That's
point
not
being,
true. Definitely not
uh,
true. Yeah, I
if you
mean,
watched the process, you might not agree with yourself. It's really me just pushing
I don't.
everything possible
I just
wrong.
care about all I care about is the end
Exactly.
result. That's
Exactly. Exactly. So,
Mhm.
but whatever the genre is we've been producing, like what you heard
it.
from like all the songs tonight, and um I haven't perfected it yet, but also like everyone, including if you read my bios on all the things, like I'm a trap artist, right? An EDM trap artist, supposedly. Well, I'm not anymore by any
Oh, yeah,
means.
you're not doing
of-
trap on any of
no,
this.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing trap at all now. I'm doing this weird thing that I thought was hardstyle until yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is hardstyle. It's not, because they don't do the
Well,
big chords and the big this and that. It's also
Yeah.
not 100% gabber either, which I don't know where that name came from. I think it's more closely to hard dance is what I found that's the closest to it. But
Okay.
that genre, which I think what we are gonna call it is like hybrid hard dance or hybrid hard style or something like that.
Sure, that works for some of them, but when you get a song like Fluke, I don't know what that
Right.
is,
Well, that's very
and it's
trappy, though.
gorgeous.
That's very,
Yeah,
very
but it's
good
like,
trappy.
trap and trip hop. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Well, what's
it's
funny is it actually reminds me, and you can pull them up too, of Slander. Slander is a duo that went to Icon, and they went to it way before me. I watched their interview video, and that's what made me go to Icon. They make a genre called Heaven Trap, which I think our song is like almost kind of like Heaven Trap. So Slander, they're amazing, dude. One of them went to Icon, and then I ended up seeing their Icon video. And then when I had just finished Icon, the second member came to Icon, so I actually had a chance to like sit down and talk sound design with him and stuff. So they're super nice guys. But I think it's kind of like that. It's Heaven Trappy like that, like what
Cool.
they got famous for, that genre. So yeah, I think I want to tackle whatever the fuck, whatever this is going to end up being, because I mean, think of like Love for Liberty and like the Paradox of Death. They're not the same, but if you really had to categorize them, they would be whatever that genre is, right? With the
That's
hard,
cool. Those
the
two would be
fast.
in the same genre. I agree with that. Yeah, those two songs would be in the same genre, whatever that genre would be. I
Right.
agree.
So
Definitely.
okay, so that's that. There's my answer.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, let me think. I get to ask a random ask question.
No. Oh, I thought I asked a music question now.
You did. Oh, you have to answer it.
What did I ask?
You just
Oh, what's next? I asked what's next. That's right. So I was thinking you asked that one, but I asked that one. I'm old. Don't get me.
I'm old. I'm a whole year older in the last 10 minutes, bro. Come
I
on.
know, right? There
Now,
you go.
in 4 minutes, I'm older in Oklahoma. So, there's that.
All right. All right.
Counting
Well,
down.
I'll tell you. Well, I'm doing a thing here to show you what I want to do next, because
Perfect.
it's funny. I didn't really think about this, but it's good news for young Mr. Cole there, because he texted me and said, "Do you want to do some Latin music?" And the truth is that I love Latin music, and I love, especially, really honestly, I love Cuban music. It's really
You
what I
guys-
love.
If you guys weren't here for his live stream, he can sing in Spanish
I
as well.
don't,
So,
I don't know about that.
no, he
I
can.
have.
No, Kristen Cole.
Oh, Christian. Oh,
sings
okay. I was,
Spanish. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
joking because I pretend that I know Spanish. I'm terrible
No,
at
no,
Spanish,
he's
actually. But
numerous times TikTok videos and stuff of him singing in Spanish. So I think that's probably why he wants that. I don't think
Right,
he's gonna
right.
rap over.
I see. Okay. Well, cool. I love it. I'm gonna totally do it.
Fucking talent out the ass. I'm not talking about
Mhm.
myself. I'm talking about the people that we have kind of invested our time into. Very talented people.
Right on, man.
I can
Right on.
brag
So
I can brag on everybody else, including Bob. I'm just not bragging on myself because I know how much hard work it takes for me to do what I do.
you're
How many
awesome,
fucking
dude.
months did it take to do the song that just came out? then again, we were working on everything else as well. So
That's true. What I was gonna bring up was, maybe it's F minor funk. Okay, so this one I think is a little. I did make this little look. I have kind of a salsa thing going on here. I'll play it for you. Hold on. Let me do the sharing thing. So, and this is my answer to what's next. What kind of music I want to do next. It'll be this one here. I'll go share. There you go.
that sounds great.
Yeah, so there you go. That's me. So what that is I record all these little song ideas and share them with Kilo. So that's one of them, like a playlist that I made of like 15
Sounds very
songs, like,
similar to
and that's
something
one of
you
them.
played on Candles Under Street.
No, yeah, kind of, yeah. But this has definitely got more of a Latin kind of funk to it. That's a very sort of sewn kind of salsa, sort of like Cuban music's got two different styles, and really it's sewn and salsa. And
Right.
they're very similar. And I think sewn would be like a kind of a bigger band, I think. But anyway, or maybe it's the other way around. Salsa's a bigger band. Anyway, but it's that sort of like I learned when I recorded Callisto, my song Callisto. When I originally wrote that, I knew I wanted it to have a salsa section in the break, right? And I had this like cool drum loop of salsa drums, and I wanted music to go with it. And as Kilo knows, I play everything myself, so I don't like I wouldn't go get a sample of Cuban piano playing. I wanted to
Right.
learn how to play it and play it, so I did. I watched some YouTube videos and learned the whole pattern. It's actually very simple, and it's just like it's like two notes. It's like just playing a 3-note chord, but just breaking it up with two hands. You're kind of going back and forth between the bass and like two notes with their high hand. So it's pretty easy, but it's just getting that rhythm down and kind of like understanding how to do it. That's what they're doing there. And that's what I'm doing. I'm playing it there
That's
too.
what they're doing there.
They're doing that. Those guys,
All
that
right.
those so anyway, there you go. I would like to do
That's awesome, dude.
kind of Cuban
if you
funk
can
thing.
nail That shit. That sounds great.
Well,
I
thank you.
like that a lot.
All right.
Okay,
All
my
right.
turn for a random ass question.
Yes.
What is one experience in your life that defined, like that you think kind of molded your personality? Right. So we have we have things that happen that make us who we are. What's one thing that's made the biggest impact or a big impact on the personality you have that people see on the podcast or I talk to on the phone or whatever?
Right. Wow, that's a great question. It's really hard.
It's a random. I couldn't think of
yeah.
anything else, to be honest.
No, it's a really good one. It's really really difficult though. It depends because I mean the truth is your personality changes as you
Right, but
age
there are
and
certain
move through your life.
things that stick around. So maybe pick something that would have affected one of those things. That sticks
Well,
around.
a lot of my adult life has been me trying to get rid of the things that stuck around.
Fair enough.
So yeah. I don't know. I mean, in recent years, the biggest thing that impacted my life was my father passing.
Did that
that
impact
was-
your personality, and in what way?
My dad was awesome. And he was a very, very talented man. He was a painter and a poet and an engineer. He was a chef. He was an amazing human being. So when he died, I just realized that I needed to be who I was. I needed to, be who I was. That's it. That's
Right.
he did. And, like I gave the eulogy when he died, and it was the one thing I talked about all the things he had done in his life, which are amazing. He, like literally was there when they were building the Berlin Wall, and and he traveled the country like Jack Kerouac, just living life like kicks from like his teen years until his early 20s. Just amazing stuff, and a great guy. And then in his 50s decided he wanted to be a painter, and became a juried painter. I've got his paintings all over my house. They're beautiful. He was a beautiful painter, and he could draw too. Years before that, he was drawing. So anyway, very, very talented guy. He played drums. He knew how to play drums. So anyway, the thing about him is that and what I said in his eulogy was he knew he was flawed, and used his flaws as reasons to be better. He always tried.
Right.
So that was it. That's the impact. That his death was a reminder that I have to continue to grow, to always try.
Right, absolutely. And that's
there you go.
And that's
Sorry.
what we.
Now I'm getting emotional. Yeah.
Oh, bro, at one point, one of our videos, the title screen or whatever was me crying. I remember that vividly, because it was like so beautiful that there was that visceral emotion on a fucking podcast from a rock guy and an EDM guy, just like showing true emotion.
That's right.
I remember when I saw that and said something about it, and you thought I was being negative about it, but I wasn't. I actually was proud about it, that we are living what our podcast is about, which is showing that artists are real, right? So us getting emotional about shit, talking about death, talking about life is like what I want people to see in every artist that we show. So don't be apologetic for that. I mean,
right on. I wasn't being apologetic. I was just making fun of myself because, again, I'm a Gen X, emotion denier. But I get it, man, and I love it. And you can consider that emotional moment my birthday present to you.
Thank you.
Also, I also got your present, but it's not there yet. But there you go.
You're like, there it is. I gave you the present. Damn, I did ask a very hard question. Now that
you did, now you have to answer it.
Now that I'm thinking about it and the way I worded it like an asshole, I'm trying to now come up with my answer of oh no. I know the answer. And anybody who's ever heard our podcast in almost any episode will probably know this answer. It is let me paint a picture or something. It is Halloween night on what is it? When I was in 7th grade or 6th grade, I don't know which one. Halloween night, 7th grade or 6th grade, we go to this party. Me and my sister are gonna go to this party at my friend Paul. It was my friend Paul. He was in a grade above me. He was in Joel's class. And because me and Joel went to school together, numerous different schools. So, and then there was Amy, who was my sister's friend, in her class. And so we go to this party. And then his wonderfully Christian pastor fuck dad was like, oh, he can't come in here because his wheelchair will make the rug dirty. So go fuck yourself. He'll never hear this, but he can fuck himself anyways. But it had a really good impact on me because my dad, instead of like getting all bummed out about it for me or arguing with the dude or whatever, what like people would do, he was like,
getting a fight or something dumb. Yeah.
Right. Like he didn't do that. He said fuck it in his own head, probably. He maybe didn't say fuck it, but he was like, he took me to see The Ring, right? Opening night of The Ring, when no one knows what The Ring is, and it's a packed theater, and you're like a little Christian school kid.
He didn't know he was bringing you to the horror movie.
He did it on purpose.
Oh,
but you don't. But we say these days The Ring, and we have a vivid picture of what The Ring is.
Right,
but when you don't know that yet, that's fucking terrifying, right? Like it was the most fun I had probably ever in my life because it's a whole packed theater, huge, like the big theater, and people are screaming. The two-floor theater, like where there's an upper low, like huge. Everyone's screaming, everyone's freaked out. Like and I just like that moment was where I realized like my whole personality, which is like having a good time will make any fuck shit problem go away, right? Like me enjoying myself with my dad made it to where I wasn't upset anymore because I was terrified. So there's that. But also like I was cooler than all my friends after that because all my
Right
friends
on,
wanted
man.
to go see the ring. So my dad would take me and my friends to see it. So I
There
saw
you
it numerous times in theaters like this, right? But that like molded my personality into like, yeah, life can suck and life can
Mhm.
fuck you. But like if you can make a good time, just go do something cool,
Mhm.
everything will be okay.
It also tells you to have some good peeps on your side that are there to
Sure.
take you to a cool ass movie when you need them.
Absolutely. And I will do, I mean, and if you're an adult, do it for yourself if you have to. Instead of arguing with your
Right.
boss, instead of like arguing with your spouse, do something random that you
Yep.
maybe don't know how it's going to be. Because I think the randomness of that was why it was so good for me. It wasn't just because it was a good movie, but because nobody knew what the fuck The Ring was. That changed the whole genre in that moment when
Oh,
that
yeah, it was
movie
big.
came out. So
Big
it's
time.
like,
Yeah.
do something that you may not even enjoy. I'm not gonna lie, when I was covering my little crippled kid face, like I wasn't having the best time being terrified by the fucking ring girl with the hair, but like it molded me, and I even like made my brand around horror movies. I mean, it isn't anymore as much, but still. So it totally molded me all the way. So, okay, last question is you, and it's a random one.
Okay. Last question, me, and it's a random one. I forgot that, so I did not think of one. So let me think here.
That's how I came up with mine. I hadn't thought of one, so I just like thought of a bunch of good words and put them together.
Well, we've done a lot of heavy stuff today,
Yes.
and we'll end on something light, maybe.
All right. I'm
or
sure I'll find a way to make it heavy. Don't worry.
Well, I don't even have the question yet. Well, let's see. Okay. Chocolate or vanilla, and why?
What are
The why is the
what are we
question.
eating? What are we eating?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Oh yeah. No. Vanilla for sure.
Vanilla.
Chocolate ice cream tastes fakey chocolate. Like
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God.
to me
Oh.
taste like a chocolate piece of chocolate.
I thought this question was going to result in just like obvious, like
I told
nothing.
you I
Like
can make
I
it.
thought it was going to be like, this is a stupid question. Everybody loves chocolate. Your answer is vanilla.
Hell
Oh.
to the yeah. That's why I
It's
said
crazy.
for what though? Because like vanilla cake, no. Vanilla ice cream, yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, so my answer is
I
chocolate.
know the
Everything all the time. Chocolate. Oh, there's always chocolate nearby. I'm always eating
Ah.
chocolate. I'm always eating pistachios. I'm always eating chocolate.
This
And
is true. I love
yeah,
chocolate in every
100%.
other form, but when it comes to ice cream,
There's like no flavor. It's just like, it's not even a good
you
bean.
didn't say crappy vanilla. You didn't. I mean like real vanilla, like vanilla bean.
I don't know. I know what you mean. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, I'm a guy who loves, I love beans. I'm a vegan. I'm vegan. I eat beans all the time.
Yeah.
And vanilla bean is like the most boring bean. It's just not even a
Well,
good
there's
bean.
so much
For God's
sugar
sake.
in it, bro. Hello.
It's just sugar. Yeah, that's not. See,
But
that's the thing. I'm
chocolate
not a
just
big.
tastes like fake chocolate.
Oh, I love chocolate.
Me.
Oh yeah. No, well, I eat good stuff. I don't eat
Yeah.
fake anything. I eat quality
No,
ingredients.
well, other than the fake meat, but that's a different.
That's it's not fake anything. It's fake meat, but it's good.
It is absolutely okay, bro. I appreciate you all and Bob hanging out with me for my birthday celebrating.
I
And
did, yeah.
Go listen to Christian Cole. Go listen to King Matt Black. Go listen to Zen Seeds by The Static Dive. Go listen to whatever the fuck I named my new song by Kilo House. I don't remember because I'm an idiot.
The Diary of a Johnny Pet.
Perfect. That one.
There you
Just go to my page of whatever and just listen.
All right. And this was a marathon
This was a
birthday
marathon
3-hour
company, and
stream.
it was great fun. Thank you, Bob.
Right on,
Thank
buddy.
you, whoever ever watched it. Bye bye. Good night.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, bro. Go drink your coffee and go to sleep.
Right on.